Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN. Caramba, we are back. Gabriel and Saliba out for the Brentford game as it currently stands. Obviously, Saliba facing an injury before the game. Gabriel still recovering from a thigh injury that he faced in November playing against Senegal for Brazil. And we need to rotate the squad. I don't think, for me, Gabriel Saliba being out does not mean that we are unable to, rest them regardless if they were available anyway. I'd still go for the Henkape and Mascara centre-back pairing anyway. Brentford, we should still have more than enough to deal with them. And bring on Brentford. A great opportunity for us to rotate certain players that need games, certain players need to hold bench. Let's just keep it real. Certain players need to be held accountable. Saka was not good enough for me in the Chelsea game. One assist does not mean that you were good enough for the whole game. I'm a fan of Saka. I like Saka, but at the same time, one, I think he needs to rest. And two, there's other players, that we're going to need to utilize anyway, like Ethan. And Ethan deserves to get into the team, especially against a team like Brentford. They're a decent team, but we should have more than enough in this team to be able to rotate. And going into Christmas period where it gets very busy, we're going to need to utilize Ethan anyway. We're going to need to utilize Skelly anyway. So get them some game time, and stop with the microwave minutes. At the end of the day, we're going to have to use them anyway, whether it's coming off the bench. We needed somebody to come off the bench and impact the game against Chelsea. So these players, we're going to need to use them whether you start them or you don't. For me, rest Saka. He can hold bench against this game because the game after the Brentford game, we've got Aston Villa. Utilize Ethan to play on the right wing. And Skelly, I'd like to see Declan Rice have a bit of rest as well. You know what I mean? Have a bit of rest. But before we get onto the Skelly bit, just on the Saka bit, not only was I not impressed by his performance against Chelsea, he needs to rest certain games. He needs to rest. The reason he came back from an injury, he's not looked like the player that we've seen before. Peak Saka, the pace has kind of gone out of his game. He's become a bit predictable. I'd like Saka to get rest for multiple reasons. Performance against Chelsea, to not aggravate another injury, give him a break anyway. He needs to be rotated. He doesn't need to play every single game. And the manager made him accountable for his performance against Bayern Munich. Well, you can make him accountable against Brentford. We need to go out there and get over the line. Saka, in terms of rest, in terms of form, just rest him. We don't need to play him every single game. Please, por amor de Deus, I am begging. Rest Saka. That is the first thing I want for this manager to do going up against Brentford. The second thing I want to see is I want to see Lewis Skelly introduced to this midfield. Arteta has already said this season in a press conference that Skelly's best position is in the midfield. Play him in the midfield. Declan Rice, please, I'm begging you, por amor de Deus, rest Declan Rice. If we continue to run him into the ground, there's a massive opportunity for him to get injured. There's still a lot to play in the season. It's still early in the season. We need to rotate these players that are key to our team. We need to rotate them. The same way we should have been rotating Gabriel before he got an injury. Obviously, you never know when injury is going to come, but there's things that you can do to prevent certain injuries. And that is by rotating players. That is by not playing them in games where you don't absolutely need them. You need to give players a rest. It's a long season. We don't need them to get injured the Christmas period. We don't need them to get injured in the latter stage, the business side of the season. So please, por amor de Deus, rest these players. I don't want to see Declan Rice play every game, and I don't want to see him get injured. He is pivotal to the way that we create opportunities, goal-scoring opportunities from set pieces. I want to see Ødegaard. He can play in the 6, and then you can play Skelly in the 8. Not only will Skelly give you the defensive work, he will also go forward and transition from deep. And he's a decent ball carrier, a very comfortable midfielder. The manager's already said that that's his best position. That is his natural position. He's not been impressive playing at left back. So please play Skelly in his natural position and let's see if he can accommodate giving Rice a bit of a break. And not just Rice. Zubamendi's not been good enough either. So he doesn't deserve to be starting against Brentford. I'm sorry, Zubamendi, not good enough. Poor against Chelsea, poor against Tottenham. He's another player that needs to be held accountable for his performances. The way that Zubimendi allowed Richarlison to press him, we can already see he's not press resistant. Allowing Richarlison to lob David Raya, that goal was a calamity created by Zubimendi and taken way too long in making his decision and passing the ball in the midfield. So Zubimendi I want dropped because of form. Rice I want dropped against Brentford because of the fact he's playing too many games. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I want to see a midfield of Northside and potentially Lewis Skelly. We need to rotate. Whether you like it or not, we have to rotate. You can't be playing these players week in, week out in every competition. In the Carabao, FA Cup, in the Prem, in the Champions League. That's 4 competitions. You have to rotate. You have to rotate now. I'm not saying don't take the Brentford game serious. I still feel like our best chance of winning the major is the Prem, just because we've got the heritage and we don't in the Champions League. We win the Champions League, I'll be more than happy. I'll take the Champions League. I still feel like the Prem is our best chance of winning a major this season for Arteta to continue as coach here at Arsenal. So at the end of the day, I want to see the youngsters play. I want to see him have a chance. I want to see Darwin get more minutes. I want to see players being rewarded and playing in their natural position and give rest to players that that deserve rest. Do you know what I'm saying? Eze, I'd probably play Eze in the 10. I'd put Skelly and Zubimendi in the midfield. And you've got Skelly that can create. You've got Eze playing in the 10. But Eze is going to have to step up. He's going to have to step up because, yeah, the performance against Chelsea was probably one of the worst I've seen so far from Eze. I didn't see him do anything in that Chelsea game. He got completely pressed out of the game. Didn't see him do anything. So it is what it is. I wouldn't rush back Ødegaard only for the fact that he's just come back from injury. Otherwise, I would have started Ødegaard against Brentford and rested Eze. And not just that, hold him accountable for his performance against Chelsea that wasn't good enough. So that's what I would personally do. But I'd probably just continue playing Eze in a 10 for this game. But eventually we're going to have to rotate Eze as well. He can't play every single game. And I would, yeah, Ethan on the right. On the left-hand side, I think Martinelli's got a lot more space to operate with. But he was poor against Chelsea. Maybe maybe put Madueke on the right-hand side, move Ethan to the left, possibly. Maybe we do that because I didn't see enough for Martinelli against Chelsea. Maybe you start him. Like I said, he's not going up against a low block. Martinelli seems to thrive when there's space in behind. Moreno, for me, keeps his place only because Gyökeres has just come back from injury. So there's certain players I would like to make accountable, hold accountable. But Ødegaard and Gyökeres starting when they've just come back from injury, I think it's too early to start them for 90 minutes. If you do start them, then I only want to see them play 45 minutes max because they've just come back from injury. And I don't want them to get a reoccurring injury. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Madueke is crap, but guess what? So are Brentford. So we can rotate. We can still use him to rotate. You know what I'm saying? We can still use him to rotate. Like I said, the injuries stopped me from starting Gyökeres and Ødegaard because I feel like bringing them into the game to play 90 minutes or the majority of the game could definitely risk them getting injured. So I'm hesitant to start them if I was to start them. You know what I'm saying? There's a chance of injury. If we do start Moreno, I'd like Moreno to only play 45 minutes and then you could possibly rest him and let Gyökeres play the other 45 minutes. I think we need to ease Gyökeres and Ødegaard back into the team and give them limited minutes. That's the problem. Or I wouldn't even mind really dropping Moreno and playing Martinelli up front and then playing Madueke on the wing. That way we can rest up Moreno. Martinelli can start through the middle, his best position, and we can do that. You know what I'm saying? And then we can rest Moreno. But yeah, I think Timber as well. Timber needs to be rested. The problem is obviously with both centre backs out, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. I think, you know what? Actually, it's not a tricky one. Take out Timber and play Ben White at right back. I think we need to rotate. Some of this team are they were looking fatigued in that Chelsea game. I think a lot of them looked like they needed a bit of a rest. They needed some time to get a bit of a break, especially going into the Aston Villa game. That's going to be a tough one. Unai Emery's always there. You know what I'm saying? He's always there to make our life hard when we face Aston Villa. So I'd like to see Ben White starting at right back and Timber rested for the Brentford game. He's another one that I think is on the red in terms of getting ran into the ground. So I would like to see Timber rested. Are all these changes gonna happen? Probably not. By the end of the day, I'm talking about what I want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. Is Dalman going to get into the team? I don't know. He wasn't in the team for the Chelsea game. If Dalman is available, I'd play Dalman and Ethan on the wings with Martinelli through the middle. A midfield of Skelly, Northside, and Eze. In defense, Hincape, Mascara, Ben White, and then Calafiori on the left. And that's probably the team I'd go with. Obviously, the goalkeeper don't need no rotation. And that's the team I'd probably go with. If Dalman's not available, then Martinelli through the middle and Martinelli and Ethan on the wings. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think this manager will do that. I think he's got his favorites. He's got his players that he likes to play, his players that he trusts. And certain players I just don't think are ever able to get given the opportunity to break into the team, which is annoying. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. I can't lie. I would like to see Dalman play against Brentford, but we know that ain't gonna happen. Bro, it's not gonna happen, innit? I would love to see it as well. But he ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? If we lose, you'll be ranting and raving why he didn't take Brentford light. No, I wouldn't. Do you know what I'd be raving about? Why ain't the bench strong enough to be able to beat Brentford? Because we're going to have to use the bench, and people told me that the team is fixed. So I'll be saying, well, I thought this team is fixed. I thought the bench is fixed. Why are we not able to beat Brentford? Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'll be ranting and raving if we keep playing Rice into the ground and he gets injured. That's something that we could avoid. The bench players have to step up. You know what I'm saying? They have to step up. And what you know what I mean? So it's down to them to assert themselves in the team. So it is what it is. Northside, my front three would be Ethan, Martinelli, and Madueke / Dalman. That's what I mean, bro. We need to rotate certain players, bro. You know what I mean? We need to rotate certain players, bro. Arteta turning the whole squad into injury prone. Bro, we got to rotate. Sooner or later, we got to rotate. So please rotate and manage minutes, please, because we don't need any more injuries. Northside, would you play Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke as your front three? If I was to play Gyökeres, I would give him limited minutes. So if he starts, I'd only give him maximum 45 minutes. And then I'll take him off just because he's coming back from injury and I don't want him to get a reoccurring injury. So if certain players start, I want them to get limited minutes just so that we can avoid injuries. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Martinelli, Madueke, Gyökeres, it's not a bad front three that I would say, oh, they can't beat Brentford. I mean, Gyökeres should be able to turn up against Brentford. He should be for the amount of money that we paid. You know what I'm saying? Martinelli, he should be good enough. He should be playing at a level to be able to beat Brentford as well. And Madueke is, his consistency. But yeah, man, it is what it is. It is what it is. Every time I'm live, man. Every time I'm live. What's this? Saka needs to be dropped. I think Saka needs to be dropped for various reasons. Form and to avoid getting re-injured. I think he needs to be made accountable. I'm sorry. That's why the title of this is accountability. Certain players are not playing to the level. Zubimendi and Saka are the main culprits at this moment in time that I'm looking at and I'm thinking I'm not getting enough. And I'd rather just rest you. You need to be made accountable. I'm sorry. Martinelli got made accountable against Chelsea, so why can't Saka? Because he's star boy. Nah, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? Moreno needs a rest. I can't lie. Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear that. The thing is, we've got versatility in the team. We've got players that can do different things. So there's no excuse as to why we can't rotate. You know, if the bench is fixed, like everyone says it is, if the bench is fixed, and, you know, so we should be able to rotate. We've got a lot of players that are versatile. There should be no problem. There should be no problem. I'd rather make a rotation now than against Aston Villa. You know what I mean? And even against Club Brugge, I'd rotate. We've already qualified in the Champions League. We need to make sure that we fight our battles. Rotation doesn't mean I don't expect a performance. That doesn't mean that I don't expect us to be able to get over the line and win these games. We should be able to rotate against Club Brugge after the Villa game and still get a result. We should be able to rotate against Brentford and still get a result. It doesn't mean because you rotate that all of a sudden the game's a free hit. The game is not a free hit. There's no free hits. You still have to perform. Do you know what I'm saying? You still have to perform. I'm just saying that we need to utilize some of these players to give rest to some others. And for me, Lewis Skelly and Ethan, playing them in the listen, I wouldn't even be mad of starting Ethan in the 10 and resting Eze and then playing a front three of Martinelli, Madueke, and Dalman. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. There's creativity in that team. You've got Skelly playing in the 8 role. You've got Ethan that's direct. You've got Dalman that will draw fouls. You've got Martinelli that's good on the counter attack and with space. You know what I mean? And you've got Madueke that's direct as well. What's the problem? I don't see a problem in that. But we got to utilize this squad. You want to win the league? I mean, everyone says that this guy is the next coming of Pep. Well, Pep is a master. Has been a master of rotating his squads and giving players different roles and different responsibilities during the whole campaign. And if this manager's learned something from Pep, then the way that he rotates his squad is something that you definitely can learn from and implement. Because if you want to burn these players down, the fact that we were looking tired against Chelsea, we're not even at Christmas yet, and certain players are looking tired. It's not that good. It's not looking good. I didn't even notice Eze on the pitch. He was that poor. Madness. After yesterday, I would drop Eze, Zubimendi, Saka against Brentford. I wouldn't even debate you on that, bro. I wouldn't even debate you on that. I completely hear it, bro. Big up my G. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, I mean, nothing gets Arteta more excited than picking up injuries north. I'm telling you, bro. He needs to fix up. You know what I'm saying? He needs to fix up. But for me, I just look at it as, bro, the bench is strong enough to beat Brentford. If not, don't ever tell me that the bench is fixed. If this bench ain't good enough to compete against Brentford and beat Brentford and Club Brugge, you can never tell me that this bench is fixed. I still believe that the squad is good enough to. I still think that this squad is good enough if managed correctly. I'm talking about the right team lineups, the right in-game management. This team is good enough to win the league, but it has to be managed well by this manager. So it's just one of them ones. We need to buy another midfielder in January. If Rice gets injured, we're going to collapse. I completely agree. I think what Rice brings to the team, we don't really have anyone that can replicate that. Like, we're all looking at Skelly and saying, take away set pieces. Yeah. I'm talking about an open play, shielding that back line and transitioning, and offering that extra body in the attack. The way that Declan's been playing, we don't know yet if Skelly's able to do that. You know what I'm saying? We're not sure if Skelly's able to do that. Chances are not against the big teams. He's barely played. I can't even remember Skelly. I don't even think he's ever played as a midfield, like in the midfield. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where I can't lie, there isn't anyone to replace him. Do you know what I mean? There is no one to replace what Rice brings to the team. So it's one of them ones where it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting how we manage Declan Rice. Barely seen Ødegaard, and I thought he was here to do that job. Zubimendi, because he's not press resistant, so we can't have Zubimendi holding down the back line in the 6th role alone. I think that's why we've got Rice next to him, because he needs help. He can't do it by himself. He cannot do it by himself, and Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think we need to do. You play Northside and then you play somebody that can help out Northside. But yeah, we're in big trouble if something happens to Rice. We're in big trouble. We're in big trouble. You can already see we're not as clinical anymore from set pieces with Gabriel being out. And we're going to be less effective on set pieces if anything happens to Rice. You know, it's one of them ones. It baffles me why Arteta won't ever try Martinelli as a striker. Doesn't he see the way he scores goals? I think he doesn't do what he likes a striker to do. That's the problem. Like Martinelli link up play, like in the middle, that's not his game, innit? He's someone that's a bit more like a Gyökeres that wants to run in and behind the centre backs, and that's not what Arteta really likes. We've seen what kind of strikers he likes. He likes Moreno because he can link up. He likes Havertz because he can do the link up play. He likes Jesus because he does the link up play. That's an Arteta profile striker. His profile strikers, not strikers that run in behind. And the last time he had somebody that was a fox in the box that was actually clinical, he actually won a trophy, Aubameyang. But he likes somebody that gains him control in the midfield. He doesn't like somebody that's going to make, you have to make risky passes to get them in the game. And, that's not what he likes. So he thinks he can incorporate what Martinelli does playing from the left. But the problem is Martinelli doesn't find himself as frequent enough coming off the left to then run centrally. And then if you've got Gyökeres playing next to him, they're going to run into each other. So it just doesn't, it doesn't make it, I don't think it works. It doesn't make the team fluid with the way that he wants to incorporate Martinelli on the left. I don't really get why he continues to do that, but it's Mikel Arteta, innit? Yeah, I'm saying it's crazy. It's crazy. This is interesting. Max, Skelly, and Ethan have done nothing. I've not done anything to warrant a start. Max just rolls around on the floor. Okay, cool. What has Zubimendi done to warrant starting against Brentford? What's he done? What did Eze do in the last game to warrant starting against Brentford? What did Martinelli do against Chelsea to warrant starting against Brentford? So if we're going to talk about performances or what they've done, these players didn't play well in the last game. What about Saka? 1 assist. You're telling me that's a good game? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And at the end of the day, Skelly hasn't done anything to warrant playing. Do you know why? He's not a left back. He's not a left back. Every time we play him, he's not a left back. Just because he's filling in a job the manager's asking him to do, yeah, I'm going to judge him differently because he's not playing in his natural position. He shouldn't be playing in that position in the first place. Ethan, when does Ethan even get any minutes to show anything? He's getting the same treatment that he got last season. Holding bench. Ethan last season was being effective off the bench and still not getting games. He was scoring goals in the cups, still getting dropped. So even when he does do it, even when he does score us goals and is effective off the bench or starting in the cup games, when does this manager actually give Ethan the games warranted based on performances? What are you chatting about? Max Dowman was our best player in pre-season. How's he been rewarded? Holding bench. He's been rewarded by holding bench. So it's very easy to sit there and say, oh, but these guys ain't done anything. Have they been given a platform to succeed? Skelly played out of position. Ethan doesn't get any games regardless of what he does. Dowman doesn't get any games regardless of when he plays well in the cups. So when are they actually given a platform to actually thrive? This man I swear down, some of these men just talk just to talk, innit? They just talk just to talk. No wonder he can't even spell a name in his app, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, bro? Just learn how to spell your name or something. I don't even know, bro. Salah got dropped. They win the game. I tell you, I need to take notes and drop Saka. But this is it. Look at what Salah's done for the club. How is he dropping him? Look at what he's done for the club. Look at what he's done for the club. The same man that don't want Skelly in the team with the same man like this guy. Yeah, I'm saying not Villa. You know what I mean? Big up to man like Villa. The same man like the previous guy. Same man that are saying, oh, what's Skelly done to get into the team? But the same man, yeah, that was getting excited when Skelly got called up to England. Do you know what I'm saying? So what, is he a dead player now? Like, he's not a good player now. This man, bro. Do you know what I mean? I don't get it. You know what I mean? Players feeling sorry for themselves is a reflection of Mikel Arteta. A player shouldn't drop a stinker and carry on starting. This is why you got a squad to make them accountable. You know what I'm saying? That it's just mad. When Trossard, I think what Trossard started against Sunderland, we were like, yo, Trossard was in good form. Martinelli was in good form prior to this game. So it warranted them starting. Even Calafiori has been in decent form lately. So you can argue why he gets into the team. Declan Rice has been killing it, hence why he gets into the team. Timber gets into the team based on performances. But then when it comes to other players, it doesn't matter if they don't perform. They just walk straight back into the team. Like, what? What kind of message are we sending the players that are supposed to represent this club and fight for a league title or fight for a Champions League, that you can just stay and be selected by dropping a stinker in a massive game in a London derby? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Come on. If you're not, bro, it just don't make no sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make no sense, bro. You know what I mean? That stinker Saka dropped pissed me off. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Yo, big up, bro. Man, North, your work rate has been insane recently. Low-key inspiring me. Come on, bro. We've got to fight for our dreams, bro. Dream chasers. You know what I'm saying? Dream chasers out here, bro. We've got to do what we got to do, man. We've got to work, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was really tired. That's why I didn't do a show earlier today. And yeah, I was like, yo, I still need to do my second show, man. Still need to do my second show. You know what I mean? I'll just do it later on. I was knackered, bro. Me and Lee were talking till late yesterday. I ended up going and getting a Mackie D's. You know what I'm saying? I had to go get a cheeky Mackie D's, bro. Because I was hungry, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know them ones where you stay up so late, you're like, yo, I need to eat, man. I'm starving. But yeah, man. Nah, big up, man. I appreciate it, man. Big up to everyone liking and subscribing, man. Keep smashing the likes up. Big up to everyone locked in. You know what I mean? The team is fixed to do a job in the odd position you're talking about. Okay, so basically, you rate the players until we have to rely on them. That means you don't really rate them then, innit? That means you don't really rate them. So, exactly. This is the point. And this is what happens all the time with the top gooners. They rate the bench until we have to start relying on them through injuries or through you know, managing minutes, and then they tell you, oh, for the odd game, oh, but we've got injuries, oh, but you either rate the player or you don't rate the player. You either rate the player or you don't rate the player. But they only rate the bench under certain circumstances. When it's under other circumstances, oh nah, but you know, we don't. Nah, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you know I mean, really can't see Arsenal winning the league. Northside, something needs to change. We need to, you know what I mean, create ourselves a bigger gap, because 5 points is what, a 2-game swing. Yeah, that's kind of like, it's not enough, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know that we all got PTSD because of blowing the league when we were 8 points clear. So it's kind of one of them ones, man. It's one of them ones, bro. What's man saying? What's this? Would you rather see a left winger or a DM in January, despite we need to get both? I'd rather get a defensive midfielder, bro. Do you know why? Because if we can only get one position, you know what I'm saying? I only think if we do any business in January, personally, I feel like the club's only going to get one player. And if we're only going to get one player, I would get the DM, because I think we can work around the left wing side. The thing is we've seen Trossard and Martinelli coming off the bench and being effective in fighting for their place. Yes, they're not the level that I want. I want level above. But at the same time, you can play... I think Saka can thrive on the left-hand side. You've got Madueke that can be direct on the right-hand side of the wing. You've got Dalman that can play on the right. Do you know what I'm saying? And obviously, you've got Martinelli and Trossard that you can use there. Whereas the DM position, you're literally looking at Zubimendi to fill in the DM position. And you've seen that he's not press resistant. Then you've got Northside that all of us already know is not of the level to be going up against, you know, European elites or the crunch end of the season. You can't rely on him. So then who are you playing in that DM role? who are you really playing there? Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's I can't see how we get around that if something happens to Rice. I really don't. Like I don't see the rest of them of our midfielders good enough to cover that back line. I think it's a bigger miss where the other ones you could still potentially get by. You know what I'm saying? But obviously it's not ideal. I'd rather go out there and get a left winger. I'd rather go out there and get a DM as well. But I'm just saying, if we're looking at both of them and thinking which one is more urgent, I think it's the DM role. Like if Rice gets injured and we don't have Rice helping out Zubimendi the way Partey used to help out Rice when he first got here, I think our defense is not going to be as solid. And then what? Do you put Zubimendi and Ødegaard? You know, if something happens to Rice, like Ødegaard can't transition with the ball, so he can't offer you what Rice does, and he's going to have to help Zubimendi. But I feel like it would just be up against teams that Ødegaard's just not. He's not of the level to hold down that back line. I just don't see it happening. You know what I'm saying? I don't see it happening. For me, I think we're in really, really big trouble if something happens to Rice. Touch wood. Hopefully nothing happens. Do you know what I'm saying? But this is why you have to prepare for the worst case scenario. We have to. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Ødegaard is just a steady Eddie. And that's okay, you know, in the early stages of cup games and, you know, competitions like that. Champions League, Ødegaard is not Champions League level. He's not somebody that walks into, you know, European elite teams. He's just not of that level. Let's just keep it honest. It is what it is. Thiago from Brentford is on form. Mascara and Nkape might have a tough time, bro. Well, they got to show their worth. Look, I don't think Mascara's trash. I still want to see more from him. He started off the season well, so we'll see. You know, I'm not going to slander him. He's only just got to the team. He has put in some good performances. Of course, it was a big jump to take over from Saliba and perform against Chelsea. I get it. He hasn't really had that partnership, you know, to be built with Nkape. Nkape as well. I've seen him do some good stuff. Both of them have made mistakes. Both of them have had some decent games. We'll see. It's time to step up. I haven't seen enough of them on a consistent basis yet to say I don't rate either. But this is why we should have built up this centre-back connection earlier in the season. Do you know what I'm saying? So that we're not, you know, but at the end of the day, they should be able to do the job against Brentford. I reckon they'll be able to do the job against Brentford. You know what I'm saying? I reckon they'll be able to do the job against Brentford and buy us some time at getting back Saliba and Gabriel. You know, even though Arteta said, you know, the Gabriel one, the Saliba one is not a big injury. Don't risk it, please. Por amor de Dios. Just don't risk it, bro. I don't want you to risk it. Just let it be and just let him rest. Just let him rest. I don't even want to see him on the bench. I don't even want to see him on the bench. Just let him rest at home. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. To be honest, Arsenal were poor last night. Whenever there's pressure, it's like Arsenal play crap. And Arteta make stupid man management skills. Skelly's falling off. Look, at the end of the day, we turned up against Bayern, which was great, but this was a different type of test, isn't it? This was more of a tactical test. And Arteta failed. He failed. You know, Arteta's substitutions against Bayern were definitely inspiring for us to go and win the game. But you've got to do this on a consistent basis when things go wrong. I can praise you for the Bayern. I can praise Arteta for the Bayern man management. But, bro, we needed that against Chelsea. And he failed. He failed. And this is the problem. Inconsistency with his man management. I agree. We wasn't good enough against Chelsea. Do you think it's Arteta's problem why we are not seeing the best of Gyökeres, or it's the player not used to playing a number 9? I actually think it's both. I think his system that he was implementing at the start of the season isn't the way that we've been playing lately. And what I mean by lately is the way we played against Spurs the way we played against Bayern. We were playing very, very cagey, very defensive-minded football. We wasn't playing the way that we've been playing most of the time lately. So it wasn't really to Gyökeres' strengths. I think obviously he's adjusting to the league. I've seen him, drop in deep and link up play at Sporting, but obviously Portuguese league in comparison to the Prem is a different ball game. Let's just be frank about that. So I think it's both. There was times as well in the start of the season where I saw Gyökeres getting into positions where he needed to also take accountability. He wasn't releasing the shot fast enough, holding the ball too long, and just not being, not reacting fast enough in the final third. So I think there's blame on both sides, but I think as well the fact that Arteta didn't start Eze sooner to build that connection and play a style of play that brings Gyökeres into the game was a bit frustrating. Like I said, we saw a better Gyökeres against Burnley, but then we was actually attacking better in open play, and we saw Gyökeres bring more to the team. So that gave me a bit of faith that, when we actually started playing football and not this backward sideways stuff and playing for set pieces, Gyökeres actually looked better against Burnley, which was the last game he played before the Chelsea game, before he got injured. So we'll see. The thing is, we need to do that on a consistent basis to get the best out of him. There's no point bringing in a striker, a 20-goal a season striker, if you're not even going to exploit his strengths, his best attributes. It's kind of pointless. You know what I mean? Zubimendi, all right player, but he only looks much better because he's playing next to Rice. So most Arsenal fans don't call it out. Yeah, I feel like Rice is shielding Zubimendi from the criticism he should get. I completely agree. I don't think he's been that great. Some of the yellow cards he gets, like this guy is bound to always get yellow cards. As soon as he goes up against a team that presses, he's always out of position. He's always getting stupid fouls. He's always getting caught out of position. Like Zubimendi is not the player these men have gassed him up to be. And I'm just being real. When he's come to the club, he's been starting most games, if not every game. And I've seen enough from him now to be like, nah, there's too many times I'm seeing you getting caught out, bro. Too many times. Zubimendi would get exposed in that midfield if Rice wasn't there. Same with Raya and goal. Raya just needs to stop doing stupidness, just running off of his line aimlessly. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. Bro, most of them had a stinker, bro. Most of them had a stinker. You know what I mean? Raya, a decent goalkeeper, but Gabriel Saliba make him look much better. I think a lot of the players look much better because of the system, because of the way we defend as a unit. I don't have no problem with that. We just need to go on and win this league, man. That's the problem with this club. Northside players can drop stinkers and still get to play and don't have to raise their levels. It's not the mindset you want to build within a team. It's really not. Man City was poor against Leeds United. A shocking performance. Shouldn't be conceded 2 goals at home against them. Lucky Foden saved my team. Yeah, you lot already know you lot got to step up, man. You lot already know that you lot got to step up, bro. You man already know you lot got to step up. Do you know what I mean? But you're still within touching distance. That's the problem. You know what I mean? After all said and done, you're only 5 points behind. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Moreno sucks at DM. So slow, moves like a city bus. He's trash, bro. He's trash when he plays DM. That's why I didn't even mention Moreno playing as a DM, bro. I never want to see that again. I'm 50-50 on Ethan playing. Yes, he does need minutes, but when he has played, I don't think he's been good enough. That's true. But we need to rotate, bro. We need to rotate. You know what I mean? And we need to consistently play well going forward. So, look, it is what it is. Ethan look, I get what you're talking about. I think that's a fair judgment, but at the same time, we need to give him a platform to see how good he is as well. At the same time, and like I said, we need to rotate. We need to rotate. If he's not good enough, you can always sub him off. Even if we start him, he's not playing well, then sub him off. But yeah, he's not. Ethan hasn't been amazing. But then again, like I said, like did this manager expect Ethan to just, do what he did last season, just be an impact sub? Like, come on, the guy's still learning his trade. So I think Arteta as well has to be partly to blame for that, because he doesn't maximize when players are confident. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna let Ethan go out on loan. We might as well at this point if we're not gonna use him. You know what I mean? We might as well let him go out on loan, because he's not going to develop holding bench, innit? I agree with that. DM is more urgent. If Rice goes down, the season is done. Yeah, I think it's done, man. I think it's done. Unless we get Gyökeres firing. Unless we get Gyökeres firing, and I'm talking about really firing, then yeah. Then we got a fighting chance. But the way that we'll be leaking goals, in my opinion, it'll be counterproductive if Rice goes down. Bro, there was bare time I wanted Bruno G, man. I like Bruno G. You know what I'm saying? I'd take him at Arsenal. We were linked with him, like, what, 2 seasons ago, something like that? I'd take him, bro, but I think they'd want too much money for him. I don't think we'd get him. I think it'd be too much money. But then again, you never know. We've got Berta now, and here's where it is, man. Nah, man, big up Soldan, man. Big up brother Northside, big up Familia, man. We're here, man. There were so many 6 and 8 options available, yet we went for Zubimendi and Norgard. Is a scouting team identifying talent and Arteta is rejecting their findings, or are they failing to identify good talent? I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think we'll see. We'll see, because I don't want to completely cook them. I was underwhelmed with, the Zubimendi one. I was like, okay, let's see, innit? He's linked with Liverpool. Let's see how good this guy is. But the Norgard one was the main one. I was like, what is this? It just felt like a sideways signing, like a signing, like a Gabriel Jesus kind of signing. Like, it's just like, okay, he can give you some decent performances, but he's not a ceiling raiser. Like, it's not something that you go, yeah, that's a bad boy. You know what I mean? That's a bad boy player. So, I don't know, man. Oh, no. Good morning, brother Northside. Big up, bro. Big up Familia, man. Big up every time, man. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, crazy. Arteta needs to rotate midfielders and switch Saka left and Noni right. Will he do that, though? You know what I'm saying? How many times do we say this? Will he do it? Will he do it? Will he do it? It's so annoying. Arteta need to do that. If not, sub Saka. That was a decent game last night. Arsenal versus Chelsea. My only issue was 2 things: red card, obviously, and early yellow cards during the game killed that derby a little. I have a question. Do you think Arteta panicked subbed during last night's game? I just think he made like for like changes, and there was no tactical adjustment to those signings. You know what I mean? I feel like there was no tactical adjustment to those signings. I didn't understand why he needed to take off Calafiori. Martinelli, I got the change. I just didn't understand why he didn't switch. If he was gonna, he kept Saka on. So I don't know why he didn't switch Madueke and Saka to each side. Ødegaard, I understood that he wanted somebody that was a lot better on the ball than Zubimendi. I understood that. I just think the instructions of continuously playing through the middle and trying to break them through the middle was wrong. And Gyökeres, I just feel like he could have used them as a target man. So I feel like I wasn't necessarily completely annoyed with these subs, apart from the Skelly one. It was more how they were used and what the instructions was when they when they came onto the pitch. Now it was very like for like, and it was very samey, and I feel like that's why the game didn't change. Like that's why Chelsea fans, most of you lot were saying, "Yo, we were still the better team," because we didn't tactically adjust. We didn't go into we didn't add the subs and help them make the impact on the game that we wanted. So that was my gripe with it. That was my gripe with it. You know what I mean? Big up Northside, my bro. Hope you're well. Happy journey to Barcelona. Big up, familia, man. Can I have Ethan on loan at Barca? We need cover for Gavi and challenge for Olmo. You guys, at least you guys will teach him how to play ball. Do you know what I'm saying? If Ethan goes on loan to Barca, that's calm, bro. Because I'm Barca too now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, we do what we got to do, bro. We do what we got to do. It's not like he's being utilized here. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like he's getting utilized here anymore. Do you think Arteta regrets the Ødegaard signing? Because I honestly find it pointless. I don't think Arteta regrets the Ødegaard signing. I think Ødegaard is doing exactly as Arteta planned, to play in the cup games, the early stages of the cup games, to give some rest. You know what I mean? And he likes these steady Eddie players. So I feel like he just doesn't trust him. Like, he doesn't trust him for the big games. He's got his favourites. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I mean? He didn't buy him to be a starter. He bought him to be a comfortable bench player. It's annoying, but it's not what I wanted. But like I said, that's what it appears to be. That's what it appears to be, man. I'm done with Savio Northside. We gave him enough chances to prove himself on the big stage, and he still hasn't delivered apart from a few goals. Wasn't he your highest assister last season? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. How many assists is he on now? If he can still create, then you already know, like, he's not the player to bury his chances, but he's someone that can still create. It's one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones that I get it. You know what I mean? Especially, it doesn't look good for Savio when Doku is developing really, really well. And I'll be real. I remember there was a conversation last season, and I was like, I would keep Savio over Doku. At the end of the day, so I get why certain City fans were like, no, I would rather keep Doku over Savio. I get it. I still feel like Savio's a baller, but he needs to offer more. You know what I mean? He needs to bring more to his game. Maybe he's just, the Prem doesn't suit him. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I get the frustration. I get the frustration. I think the Doku, you know, Doku stepping up and playing a lot better recently is just making it look way worse. Way worse. Zubamendi doesn't look like he can handle the top level physicality of the Prem. Arsenal scouts should have known that after he got bullied by Man United in Europa last season. So I'm saying, man, it's annoying. North, would you take Yildiz next summer from Juventus? He's a baller. People keep telling me he's a baller. I don't know. I haven't seen enough from him. I haven't seen enough for him for me to say he's a baller, bro. I just keep it real, bro. Like, I don't watch Juventus games, so I don't know if he's a baller. I don't know if it's hype or people are telling me that Zubamendi was a baller, and now I see Zubamendi here, and I'm looking at it like, is this what the hype was about? Losing the ball and getting yellow cards every game or every other game, like, yeah, do you know what I mean? So I take it with a pinch of salt when people start telling me this guy's a baller, that guy's a baller, bro. You know what I mean? I take it with a pinch of salt. You get me, bro? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Ethan Tabasa is a great loan experience. I agree. A big up Northside, watching from Kenya. It's late as fuck right now. Oh, big up Yusuf, man. Big up, bro. Big up my G. You already know, man. You know what I mean? It's almost 1 a.m. here. You get me? Yildiz is cold. This is what I'm saying. This is what I keep seeing, man. Is Yildiz is cold, and you know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what? At Lee Show, DJB said Saka is at his peak level and can't improve anymore after the injury. There is no next level for Saka anymore. But Kenny said to put Saka false nine and score goals. I don't think that Saka can. I don't know, man. I feel like Saka will get bullied in the middle of the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you play Saka through the middle, I think you're going to have to utilize him the way we want Martinelli to be utilized. It's going to be counter-attacking only. You know what I mean? I think Saka's link-up plays is better than Martinelli, but both of them, they're gonna play the way that Gyökeres plays, and we can see that the manager doesn't want to adapt his game to Gyökeres, which is someone that likes to stretch the game and run in behind defenders. So if the manager is not going to adjust his game for Gyökeres, I don't see him adjusting his game for Saka playing false nine or Martinelli playing false nine. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it, bro. I don't see it, because if he was going to make that change, surely he'll do it for the striker that you brought in. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones. To be honest, Northside, he's got mad assists last year, but we need a winger who can step up when Haaland isn't scoring. It's worrying me. I hear it. I hear it. You know what I mean? I hear it, bro. Rodrigo's a baller. Yeah, come on, man. Rodrigo's cold. If Ethan wants to succeed, he must go. I think so, man. I think it's one of them situations, bro. I think it's one of them situations. Saka's been poor, so I don't think we need his level yet. And I'm not saying he needs to go back to his peak. Yeah, I can see Saka getting bullied in the middle of the pitch, bro. That I can see certain games where teams play a high line where Martinelli through the middle, Saka through the middle can be good, but going up against low blocks, I think Martinelli and Saka, even through the middle, they're going to get locked up. We have to play fast on the counter attack. We have to play the way that we played 22-23 season. If we're going to play Saka or Martinelli through the middle, that is a style of football that will get the most out of them. Quick in transition, you know what I mean? Quick passes, direct passes. The way that Eze linked up with Martinelli, it's because we caught them on the counter attack, caught them off of a set piece, and we played that ball straight, you know what I'm saying? Straight over the top, quick and early, and exploited the space in behind. You know what I mean? So there's games where it can work, but we need to up the tempo all the time, and we don't really consistently play like that. So the team definitely has the ability to do it. Is the manager going to do it? You know Arteta, man. You know Arteta likes to play it safe. You know Arteta likes to keep compact. You know, there's moments, but he's not going to really put his neck out on the line. He didn't do it against Sunderland. He didn't do it against Chelsea. So it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Media loves to overhype players who may actually not be that good. Yeah, it's mad, bro. It's mad. Chelsea, a genuine threat. I think they were if they don't drop any points to the next few games. Not many teams are looking to play a high line versus Arsenal at the moment either. This is the thing with Chelsea. It's more. It's always their mentality in the smaller games, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So Chelsea needs to turn up against what they got. Leeds. I think it's Leeds, isn't it? They got next. I think it's Leeds. I think it's Leeds that they got next. So they need to step up against Leeds, bro. You know, they step up against Leeds and they go on a bit of a run, and then you can say, yo, you know, potentially. But they just need to be consistent, and they've just not been consistent enough in certain type of games against, you know what I mean? That's the only thing with this team. That's the only thing. So, yeah, dropping the ball against Sunderland, you know, losing to Brighton, losing to Man United. If they've got through that period, then, you know, that it is what it is, isn't it? You can't be dropping points to Sunderland and Man United and, you know what I mean, carry a bag. And It's the mentality of stepping up in every game and treating every game as a serious game. And it's the same with Arsenal. You know, we took Sunderland too lightly. Let's just be real. The way we played in that first half was absolutely pathetic. It was absolutely pathetic, man. The way we played in that, it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. But we got an Arteta interview. I want to get into this. I actually ain't even heard this. I waited for us to go through it together. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Arsenal tactics is to sit back and defend in the first half, and then in the second half, don't go all out, defend a bit, attack enough to get a goal back. That's how most of the time that we play, and it's not the winning mentality, man. As someone who watches Real Madrid every game, Rodrigo was not going to stay after this year because I've said it many times. If you put Rodrigo on the left wing at Arsenal, he would be your best player. Are we going to put the money down, though? Are we going to put the money down? That's the thing. After the money that we spent in the summer, we're going to put the money down. I don't know. And would Madrid allow him to come to Arsenal in January? I don't even think we're even out to spend a lot of money in January. If we're going to spend the money, it'll be in the summer. You know what I mean? Maybe, hopefully, I'm more than happy for him to come to Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, Rodrigo can come to Arsenal. I have no problems with that. All right, let me turn the volume down because my mum and my sister's sleeping. And let me see if I can get this interview up. We'll go through it, and then I'm going for a blem time. Right, let's get this interview up. Yeah. All right, let me know if the audio is good. Someone put a thumbs up in the for the audio. You know what I'm saying? If it's all good.
Mikel, what a week it's been. 2 big results against 2 big rivals. How do you reflect on this week?
Yo, what's going on?
Well, very pleased, obviously, starting last weekend against the Spurs and our derby, and the way we perform and win the game created already very good momentum and energy towards the next game, which was an even bigger one against Bayern, and the way the team performed, the result that we got in the manner that we did it, it was great. But it's just 2 games. Now you have to go and focus again. We have Chelsea away now, which we know again how good.
It's echoing, yeah? Man said it's echoing.
They are the capacity they have to create problems to you, and we're just ready for it again.
Still unbeaten at home in all competitions. The atmosphere at the Emirates seems so energetic, so loud. I saw the tifo before the Spurs game and then the fireworks before the Bayern Munich game. How do you describe the fans this season? And do you feel like there's a new level of confidence within the fans this season?
Yeah, I don't know how to call it, but it's confidence, it's connection, it's aggression, which is a word that I really like to describe the way that we need to behave when we all are at the Emirates, and it created something special in the last two games that certainly helps the players. They're talking about it, they love it, and the more we do that, the stronger we're going to be.
I know you.
Where was the aggression against Chelsea? Where was this aggression? Where was this this passion and aggression against Chelsea? Because I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, this interview, for context, you know what I'm saying? For context, this was before the Chelsea game. After the Bayern game, just before the Chelsea game. And it's like, where was that intensity we showed against Bayern? Where was that against Chelsea? Like, I didn't see it. I saw players tired, players struggling to play through Chelsea's intensity. If anything, if there was a team that was playing with intensity, it was Chelsea, not Arsenal. So I don't really get it. Hold on. Let me, because when I add it, I put the audio. Let me see if I don't also share system audio. Cool. Maybe I don't share the system audio. I just put it. Maybe it's better like now. Maybe now there's no echo. But yeah, like this guy's talking about intensity. Cool. Like, where was that in a London derby?
Always going to games wanting to win and dominate your opponents. But
have you even been surprised at how dominant you've been, especially in the last few games? You know, everyone's talking up the Spurs game, talking up the Bayern Munich game, knows how much it means, but after it seems like the team are just so up for it.
Yes, I think we were excellent in both games, and very difficult because we had a big opposition in front of us. But I think it's
big up Flawless for the raid. Everyone that's showing from Flawless, man. Big up Flawless for the raid.
Again, that domination comes from the fact that we play with a lot of courage, with a lot of determination. The players have a lot of clarity what to do, and they were immense individually and collectively, and that's not easy to do. We certainly done it, so let's build that because we have to do it again on Sunday.
Okay. But this is the thing. Man said the players have a lot of clarity what they need to do and confidence and intensity. It's all great saying these things, yeah. But bro, I didn't see that from Martinelli. I didn't see that from Saka. I didn't see that from Zubimendi. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see that from Eze. Like Eze was completely nullified in that Chelsea game. There was no. I don't know if it was a lack of instructions from Arteta, but to please tell me what the plan was for Eze to be effective in the game, because he looked like he's never played against a press in his life. Like Eze was completely silent in that game, and we did nothing to get him, you know, on the ball and dictating the game. So I just struggle to believe what he's saying, bro. I didn't see that against Chelsea.
What games do you think you've learned the most from this season? If you were to pick out one or two games where you think you've learned the most about yourself, maybe the team.
I don't know. You're constantly learning. I think against Bayern Munich, so many things that we're going to take away, not just by winning, but as well from the quality of the position, the analysis that we did. And then you pick things from other teams, you pick things from the squad. We have dealt with a lot of injuries already, especially in the front line. We have very limited options. And we learned again that they wanted so much that other players would do it in a different way, in a different style, with other qualities, but we can still be a really good team. And that's a learning process that I think never finishes, and it never should finish because it's an information that it's so valuable for us.
When you look at the team now in comparison to last season,
I just want to stop him there. He just said that, you know, that we analyzed the team and we knew how to nullify them. Arteta, you made changes, very good changes against Bayern, and exploited their high line, that they left gaps behind. You brought on Madueke that got a goal, and you brought on Martinelli that you brought on. Where were these tactical changes against Chelsea? A Chelsea team that was down to 10 men. A Chelsea team that you could have tested being a lot more direct like we was against Bayern after you made the changes. Where was that tactical change against Bayern, against Chelsea? That I don't understand where he says we've learned the opposition and we have different ways of beating teams. I didn't see none of that when you made your changes against Chelsea. They all were playing exactly the same. We're trying to play through the middle and we're spamming crosses with no consistency, no quality. Now, I feel like this guy, like I don't see the evolution of this guy. I don't, man. Every time he does something good and you're like, okay, do that more. He doesn't do it consistently. And this is why I question him.
There was a few additions in the summer. What would you say is the biggest difference between your side from last season until now?
Probably the depth in terms of numbers, because we have more players than last year. There was a moment last year that we had 14, 13 players to play for competition, which was very, very difficult, obviously. And now we have increased the depth and we have increased the quality as well, which is something that we needed.
How difficult is it to manage the competition? I know some of the players have come out and spoke about how healthy it is and how it pushes them, but from a manager's perspective, it must be difficult to tell certain players that are playing so well that they might not be playing the week.
It's not been so far because we had a very clear chat about that. And if we are all here with the same purpose, which is to give our best to try to bring success, joy, and trophies to this football club, we all have to be in the same boat. And we're going to have moments and roles that are going to change. The better we understand that, and the more we look after each other, and the more we are focused on the task, the more efficient we're going to be. And you see it.
Cool. If we're going to have different roles and different challenges, then can you please make Zubimendi accountable then? Can you please make Saka accountable when he's dropping a stinker? The same way you made Martinelli accountable. Can you please make these changes? Can you make Eze accountable for his performance? Like, this is all great, but you're inconsistent and when you make players accountable and when you don't. And my guy asking Arteta about this, at the end of the day, why should he be dropping players that are in form? Surely you want to continuously play players that are in form and use the fact that if they're in a purple patch or if they found another level, you want to use that because the player's playing with confidence. The player's playing and performing. That should be the reward of playing well, that you can start the next game. But instead, you drop certain players that play well, or you don't give certain players the platform to even prove themselves. You're not giving Skelly a proper platform to go and prove himself because you're playing him as a left back, which is not his position. You're not giving Ethan the games. But I don't know why you're not giving Ethan games this season, because last season when he was performing well, if it's about performances, he should have got a lot more minutes based on performances. So the whole thing just seems very inconsistent from this manager. I can't even lie. Very inconsistent.
A lot of examples of players coming in and winning the game for us, and that's only your mindset and the clarity on that. It's superb.
You mentioned injuries earlier.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're having to make substitutions to win the game, that means that your lineup was wrong. If you're doing that, it's because the lineup is wrong. You got it wrong. You're rectifying something that you already got wrong from the get-go. Anyway, let's continue.
No, obviously Gabriel is silent at the moment. Ødegaard was he's coming back, but from what I've seen, even those players that have been injured on the sideline when Arsenal scored, the energy and how happy they've been for their teammates, it must feel good for you as well.
I loved it, and that's for me one of the most remarkable things, and the fact that I enjoy working with it every single day, because I know that it's genuine. I know that they win it and they want it so much, and that's what you need, because then when they are back, that spirit is being connected. So straight away it clicks. And you see Noni what happened, you see Martinelli what happened, and the other players are going to be back. It will happen because they are constantly connected with the team.
And you spoke about Noni just now. How happy are you with his progress and how fast he's come back? It seems like he's settled into the team so fast as well.
Yeah, it's somebody that came in and suddenly, he got straight away immersed in the culture. He started to build so very, very healthy relationships. Everybody started to adore him because of his personality, and then he brought something different to the front line. His qualities are unique, and we have to use them because he's going to make us much better.
Love that. And
his qualities are not unique. Let's not overdo it, Arteta. Madueke just runs and he's more direct. He still lacks a lot in terms of his final decision. Let's not do this. Let's not overgas it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man trying to overgas it. Madueke is just direct. But at the same time, let's not go on that 1v1 with the Madueke's clinical. Let's not go on like Madueke's crossing is amazing. You know, happy for him to get a goal against Bayern Munich. But let's not overdo it. None of us in the fan base, I don't care if you love the manager, if you don't love the manager, none of us wanted Madueke because he's a limited player. He's a very limited player. So let's not do this. Let's not do this. Let's talk about special quality in that. It's not special quality. He has 2 legs. It's not hard to run at players. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not do that. And the only reason that he's getting praise is because we're not seeing that from Saka on the right-hand side, something Saka used to do, be a lot more direct. Now we're seeing that from Madueke. But ain't nobody saying, do you know what, permanently drop Saka to the bench and start Madueke because he's a unique talent. Let's not do that, bro. Let's not do that. And this is what's annoying. It's the overgassing of certain players that we know are limited and we know aren't all that. You know what I'm saying? So let's not do that, bro. And he had a poor game against Chelsea when he came on as well.
we've got to talk about the next game. Obviously, another London derby is going to mean a lot for Noni as well. But you've seen how Chelsea have been this season. How would you reflect on their season so far?
Well, really positive, obviously. I think what they've done this season is really what they've done the last few seasons. And they have made some crucial decisions, the way they have built the squad and the manager, they have the coaching staff, the way they have assembled everything around them. It's very, very impressive. And no surprise, they've done things really well, and they see the results.
It's a London derby, but it's also got one of the biggest talk football around it. So
very different with their own qualities. Prefer to talk about our player, which has been incredible. It's been, I think, more consistent than ever since he's been at the club. His role is constantly evolving in and around the team, and the impact that he's having is tremendous.
Do you think these debates make those type of players better or want to push for more? Like going into this game, you think and using that as fuel?
Yeah, well, big games obviously brings a different edge to players, and that point to prove and that point to be dominant and impact the game. And he's certainly doing that.
Maresca, obviously Chelsea manager last season, you described him as a magnificent coach, and he went on to win 2 trophies. What would you make of his time at Chelsea so far?
He's done an incredible job again, and I knew him and analyzed him. I see his teams play, the way he behaves, the way he transmits his messages. Super clear. He knows very, very clearly what he wants to do, and he's certainly achieving that.
And I know, obviously, you both came under the same type of manager in Pep Guardiola. I know opposing managers don't normally speak to each other during the season, but I spoke to a few managers and they said they would love to be able to, go for a coffee and, maybe talk about tactics. Has that been something that you thought about with Enzo? Has there ever been that conversation?
No, we have opportunities sometimes throughout the season when we are together, all the managers, to speak to each other. And sometimes not just about the tactics, it's about our roles and how we deal with certain situations around the club that probably are very unique for ourselves. And to share that, I think it's something very positive. And
this sounds so boring. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. After the game, I didn't watch this. Let's get into this. I was talking about going for a coffee with the manager and all this type of. I don't care, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be going for a coffee, bro. You know what I'm saying? About going for a coffee. You need to be going for the league and winning it. That's what you need to be going for, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about coffee breaks and hot cross bun and croissant and you know what I'm saying? Bagel with cheese and toast. I don't care, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about football, bro. Oh, man's talking about. He loves these conversations, bro. Anyway, after the game, let's go.
Bearing in mind you played an hour against them, is it a game you should have won? It was a point game.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it was a really proper London derby, really intense. You could sense from the beginning that every duel, every action has something on it.
Bro, he just asked you, is it a game we should have won? What are you talking about? It's a duel, it's a this, it's a very... We know, we watched the game, bro. And look at the way his face was when he got asked that question. He knows the pressure's on. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think it was a really proper London.
This guy knows he flopped. He knows he flopped it, bro. He knows he effed up. You can see it's written all over his face, bro. He's like, fucking straight away. These guys are asking me, should I won the game? He knows he should have won the game.
Derby, really intense. You could sense from the beginning that every duel, every action has something on it. 2 teams very willing to win. And not much football. It was a lot of restarts, a lot of free kicks, stops, a lot of yellow cards. So not a lot of fluidity. But after the sending off of Caicedo, obviously we wanted to settle the game. We didn't manage to do that. We had more yellow cards. We had 4 yellow cards. Obviously,
this guy keeps talking about yellow. So it's the rest's fault. There's so many yellow cards. There's no fluidity in the way we're playing. There's no fluidity, Mikel, because the 2 players that were supposed to help us in the counter attack were losing the ball. And what did you do to change that? What did you do? Nothing. So we wasted 45 minutes in creating nothing. But you want to be talking about, there's so many yellow cards. How's the yellow cards stop you not getting pressed? Like, why can't we play for a press? Because of yellow cards? Stop waffling, man. Stop waffling.
They were constantly targeted to try to even the game in terms of numbers. And at halftime, we said, okay, let's pause it now. Let's now get what we have to do. Very clear what the intention and how we're going to dominate the game. In the first action, long ball gives a free kick, wide free kick, corner, consider set piece. So then the momentum shifted and emotionally the team have to react to that. We managed to get some good spell without having too much momentum, score a great goal. And after that, yeah, we had 2 or 3 big chances, but
We had a good spell without getting too much momentum. So basically, we just had the ball doing nothing. Basically, like when Ødegaard's giving away the ball, like when Saka's spamming the ball to back to Sanchez, just doing back passes because there's no quality in the crosses. When Madueke just running into no man's land, is that the situations you're talking about? This is ridiculous, man.
liked certain detail, especially in the manner that we attack to generate more, and especially as well to avoid certain transitions every time Robert had the ball in his hands.
Alex from the BBC.
If that's the important for your team going through the season, a type of game where your players learn, like Christian Mascara, the Friday Fury, playing the backline about Gabriel and Saliba having to make lead.
Yeah, well, it's been a big week, starting with the derby, how emotional and the necessity that the intention we have to win it, then to play Bayern Munich 3 days later. We lost players in those games, and today, for example, we had to play a partnership that we never played before in a really difficult match. The captain is still not here, the 9 is still not here, Kai is still not here. We lost Leo in midweek as well.
You see?
But the team had to react.
You see the excuses? Oh, we lost certain players. Mikel, we had enough players there to be able to beat Chelsea if you played your cards right. You didn't. What is a new centre-back pairing got to do with a lack of creativity and quality in the final third in the second half? What's that got to do with it? What's it got to do with it? What's Kai Havertz not being available got to do with it? As if Kai would have turned up today. Now, what are we doing here? Oh, we didn't have Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard, cool. He may have performed, he may have not. You were trying to get rid of him in the summer because he's not been good enough over the last 2 years. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. It's just all excuses. Ultimately, we didn't create enough opportunities, and the opportunities that we did, we were complacent with our passing and the way that we transitioned, and it was comfortable for Chelsea. What has certain players being out got to do with it? You still had Ødegaard on the pitch, so saying, oh, we didn't have our captain, and saying it's emotional. Shouldn't be emotional. It's about getting the job done, bro. This is work. This is your work. Get over the line. You still got Skelly that you can use. You got Gyökeres that you can use. It's not like you had no players there available. You brought in one of Europe's top strikers, and what did you do to get him involved in the game? What did you actually do? One cross from Madueke that flipping Timber gets in the way. That's all you provided when he's supposed to be the missing piece. That's down to your game management. Madueke being ineffective on the left. That's your in-game management. Skelly playing left back and us being surprised he's not offering anything. That's your decisions. These are your decisions. Got nothing to do with yellow cards and the referee and stuff like that. No, these are your decisions, bro. And the way this guy wants to deflect about, oh, there's so many yellow cards, and we had certain players out, and we've been losing certain players. I don't want to hear it, man.
Back to that, and I think overall it's been a really positive week because the difficulty was immense. But I have this flavor that today we should have, and we could have won the game, and we haven't, and that's a learning point from it.
Just on the look up theme of the week, do you feel that we're sort of some tired minds and bodies out there today?
Well, we played every 2.5 days. Today we had one less day than Chelsea to prepare that, and on top of that,
there we go. Chelsea had a day extra to rest. Chelsea this, Chelsea. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm saying I don't give a shit. Yeah, because at the end of the day, I've seen Chelsea be able to lift 2 trophies last season, bro. Were they not tired in the Club World Cup? Were they not fucking tired to win the conference? I don't want to hear it, bruv. I don't want to hear it. Do you know what I'm saying? Every single time, oh, we got so many games. We play every 2 days. Then rotate your fucking squad. Yeah, because Gabriel has got injured, and even against fucking Port Vale and Slavia Prague, you're still playing this guy. Games that he could have just not even been involved. We didn't even need him. And you're playing him against Port Vale. So when the players get flipping tired, yeah, how about give Rice a rest? How about give Timber a rest? How about give certain players a rest instead of running them into the ground? How about give Saka a rest? Like, there's options there. Nobody told you it's not illegal to play Dalman. It's not illegal to play Ethan. It's not illegal to utilize Northside. It's not illegal. So now when you want to talk about, oh, but we've got injured, I don't want to fucking hear it, bruv. You have options there. You choose not to play them. You choose not to utilize them. Now you want to talk about, oh, we got injuries, we're tired, we play all the time. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. You don't rotate the team, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the only time, bro. That's the only time. He even admitted we've only seen this partnership now. We only seen this partnership now because you run Gabriel and Saliba into the fucking ground, which is why they get injured, bro. Because you don't rotate them. You could give them you can give them starts, yeah, to learn the partnership against Port Vale, against Slavia Prague's, against team like that. You never fucking do it. So then when you got to do it now, look at how we look. Like a calamity in the first half. Because you don't flipping give these guys enough minutes. So what are you talking about? Like, I'm tired of this guy making it seem like there's no options there. There's nothing he can do. Like, what can we do? We have so many games. Stop it, man. Stop it. I'm tired of this crying, bitching and moaning from this manager.
Is the schedule now? We're going to have to play Wednesday for sure, and every 3 days. So yeah, it was a lot at stake, and the two. That's the beauty of it as well. Not many clubs had the opportunity this week to play the games that we have played, and I'm extremely proud of the team.
So James, what does it say about your team, what they can go on to achieve, that they can come to a place like Stamford Bridge, probably play a little bit below the collective level and still feel disappointed not to win?
Yeah, that's a good point, and but that's the feeling that we have, and that's the standards that we set to ourselves, and yeah. Probably it's because the spirit and the hunger and how much they want it is so incredible that we will overcome everything, because already a lot of things happened. But that's it. What we have to do is prepare very well, and Wednesday try to be better than Brentford.
Tom, Football London.
Hi.
3 years going on since we got days. It's 2 days we haven't been able to pick Gabriel or Saliba for a Premier League match.
How many days?
3 years, 3 months, 24 twice.
Yeah.
What impact does that have on the way your team plays, and how do Piero and Christian feel?
Yeah, well, it's been a headache because obviously we have to have a lot of options and changes in the last few months for different reasons. That one is, as you said, and with those numbers that I didn't know, very unexpected, and it happened yesterday. But the beauty of it that you have players so willing to play, so willing to connect with each other, will build our relationship even better. So today was a great learning match for all of us, and as well give you the assurance that whoever is there is going to perform.
Last couple of Martin. Looking at you, I think
Whoever's there is going to perform. That's the expectation. That's the expectation, bro. It's time to it's time for us to get something out of all this support you've got, all the money that's been spent. We don't care. We don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? What did you expect? That Gabriel and Saliba would be fit all the time and never get injuries and never be out and never not be able to play? Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. You keep saying that all the players are ready. We've got the quality. They have to step up. Cool. So then utilize those players. Stop with this the flipping word salad.
across football, looking at your squad, that you had the deepest, strongest squad in the league. Today that depth was tested. Have you seen anything today to suggest that you haven't got the deepest, strongest squad? Because it looked that your performance intensity was there despite the loss of numbers.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's been tested since the preseason because we lost 6-7 players constantly out of the squad. But
this guy, bro. We lost 6-7 players. Like, we're the only team that gets injuries. Like, we haven't seen other teams have injuries. Like, we haven't seen Liverpool have some injuries this season. We haven't seen United have some injuries. We haven't seen Chelsea have injuries. Didn't the Lap get injured? What was it? Third game of the season? I don't want to fucking hear it, bruv. I actually don't give a crap, bro. I don't care. You have had 6 years to get this crap right. I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't care. And the way he keeps dragging it on about, well, we've been tested, we've been this, we've been that. Yeah, and you also got a bigger squad, just like you said. So utilize that squad, bro. Utilize that squad. Do you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Rodri's still been out for Man City. Facts. Now, what are we doing here? Like, we haven't seen seasons where KDB's been out injured. Have we not seen that? Has Liverpool not had some injuries? Did they not have their main goalkeeper out? And certain seasons, like, what are we? I don't want to hear it every single time. There's always some excuse. Oh, look at the amount of injuries that we had. Oh, whatever, bruv. Whatever. You always got this excuse to lined up to justify the performance. There was enough players there available to win the game. You didn't win the game. Bun the talk about flipping injuries. If you care so much about injuries, I'm expecting to see a rotated squad against Brentford, so we're fresher up against Aston Villa.
I have no doubt, as I said, with the quality that we have, especially with the mentality that every player has.
Finally, Nick from HSC.
Because without Gabriel and William Saliba, you're obviously quite a different team. How long do you think it'll be without Saliba and Gabriel?
I don't know. I think he's got another test tomorrow, really, to see the extent of that feeling, that sensation that he had, and we'll know more with Gabi still some weeks to go.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
With Gabby, some weeks to go. Well, there you go. There you go. There's your excuse right there. Yeah, I'm saying, what can I do? Gabby's injured. Can't do anything. Yeah, I'm saying. It's ridiculous, bro. It's actually ridiculous. I can sit here. I don't work for the club. I can sit here, and how many times we got an injury, I say, okay, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this. Yeah, I'm saying. It's not hard, bro. It's not hard. You want to rotate some of the players and you think certain players look like they could potentially pick up an injury. Cool. You've got Dalman there. You've got flipping Martinelli there. You've got Madueke there. Or you got, you know what I mean? You got flipping Ethan there. Like, there's options there, bro. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Do you know what I mean? Like, this guy with the injury talk, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? The Chelsea, the Cole Palmer, has Cole Palmer not been injured? But they've put Enzo in the 10, and they were able to beat Barca, and they got a result against Arsenal. I don't want to hear it. I actually don't want to hear it, bro. Because this will just be justified as to the, oh, well, this is why we can't compete. This is why we can't do this. Unfortunate circumstances and that. Nah, man. Nah, bro. Nah, you're not getting away with it. You're not getting away with it. And that's mad, you know. Aston Villa in 4th as well. Aston Villa level points with Chelsea. That's mad. That's mad. At the start of the season, they were towards the bottom of the table. And I saw certain Villa fans talking about how they were thinking about getting rid of Unai, and all of a sudden they're 4th. Aston Villa, you know. Aston Villa, as it currently stands in the Champions League spot, has he been given £1 billion? Has he been given 6 years? It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Hold on a sec, man. I just need to piss for it real quick. One sec. I'll be back. It's mad. Welcome to Arsenal. Welcome to Arsenal. This is what it's like over here. Looking for excuses instead of solutions. Looking for excuses instead of solutions, bro. I am done with it. I'm done with the excuses, bro. Do you know what I mean? I'm done with the excuses, bro. Anyway, yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, bro, find a solution. I don't. You're paid 15 million a year to find solutions, bro. If there's players injured in defense, well, you've got options there. You got Hankape, you got Calafiori, you've got Ben White. You know what I'm saying? Rest up Timber, play Ben White. I want to hear it. If there's players in the midfield, I still feel like we need another midfielder. Do you know what I mean? But Dalman could potentially play in the midfield. So can Ethan. Do you know what I mean? So can Skelly. There's options there. So can Norgard. There's options there. If you need it in the attack, you still got all the attackers as well and players that can play in the attack. You've got a team of versatile players, like you like to say, Mikel. You love preaching about versatile players and versatility and stuff. But well, you got that. You know what I'm saying? So why don't you utilize that then? Utilize the versatility in players. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not here to hear it, bro. I'm not here to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing about we ain't got this. No. You don't get to build your team and get 6 years and then complain about you ain't got this, you ain't got that. We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Blem time. Let's have a blem. This manager, I don't know how this manager would cope, you know, at Brentford or flipping Brighton and that, because this guy's constantly complaining as if he's not supported financially. Constantly complaining. Oh, we've had injury, we had this and that. Well, didn't you say in your previous press conference that injuries are part of the game? Well, then get on with it then. Then get on with it. Because you're not the only manager that faces injuries, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me look at the injury list right now around the Prem before I go out for a blem. Let me look at the injury list. Premier League team injuries. What is that? All right. Well, I'm looking at this site right now. Yeah. I'm seeing Bournemouth have got 6 injuries. Villa have got 2 injuries. Brentford 4. Brighton 5. Chelsea 5. Crystal Palace 6. Everton 5. Do you know what I'm saying? Leeds 4. So roughly, near enough, everybody's got about 3 to 4 injuries. We've got 4 injuries. What are you bitching about? What are you bitching about? Wolves have got 6. Tottenham 7. Forest 9. Newcastle 7. I'm seeing everyone's got bare injuries, bruv. I'm seeing everyone's got bare injuries. So this whole thing about, do you know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me just screen so you man don't think I'm lying, innit? Look at this. When this manager's bitching and moaning about injuries, yeah? Look at the injuries. Look at the injuries. But apparently we're the only team that gets injuries. Look at the injuries. Look at the injury list. Yeah? Look at the injury list. You seen how many, all the over here on this side, on the right-hand side? The amount of injuries. Yeah? Look at this. Arsenal got 4. Well, sorry, Brentford. Brighton have got more. Chelsea have got more. Palace have got more. Everton have got more. Newcastle have got more. Flipping Forest have got almost double. West Ham have got more. Well, West Ham's got the same. Wolves have got more, and Spurs have got more injuries. So where's this whole thing about, poor us because we've got injuries? But everyone's got fucking injuries, bruv. Everyone's got flipping injuries, bro. Everybody here has injuries. So what's this thing about, I got injuries and we've been tested already, started the season? What's all of this then? What's this list? What's all of this? Sick and tired of the complaining, bro. I'm sick and tired of it like it's just us, bro. Sick and tired of it, bro. Sick and tired of it. Sick and tired of it. And this just exposes how this club loves to make excuses, bro. How this club loves to make excuses all the time. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. How have Chelsea got one more injury than us? Yeah. And they're in 3rd place. They're in 3rd place. Do you know what I mean? I don't see Forest fans making up excuses. I see Tottenham fans still calling out their manager when they're not performing. Yeah, I'm saying. And they've got 7 injuries, bro. And they're still calling out the style of play. I'm not hearing it, bro. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing it, bro. Do not talk to me about injuries, bro. Because everyone here has flipping injuries. And some of them have got more injuries than us. So don't talk to me about injuries, bro. Don't talk to me about injuries. Always a comfortable excuse as if it's a special occurrence for Arsenal. It always happens to us. Nah, it doesn't just happen to us. It happens to everybody, bro. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, exactly, bro. Man's had Rodri out for the whole season. Yeah, these men are still behind us. You know what I'm saying? For 5 points, only 5 points behind us. That's their main star. That's like us having Rice out. About injuries. They cry, man. They cry. Always crying. It's just ridiculous. I'm tired of the injury talk, man. It's done out here. It's dead, bro. It's actually done out here. It's actually done out here. That excuse has been expired for time. I don't want to hear that. There's some injuries. Oh, well, what can we do? We've been tested and meh. Right. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. This club's been like this for ages. Making up excuses. Making up justifications for nonsense. It's been ridiculous. Just get on with it. I don't want to hear it. But yeah, man. We'll see. We better win against Brentford and we better win against Villa. We better. Otherwise, beating Bayern and beating Tottenham, what does it even mean? We want to be champions? Got to turn up for the games. You know what I mean? And if Arsenal fans can't take, if it's too much for you and the expectation of winning major honours and the expectation of a big club, then maybe we need to reconsider what this club is now. And if the expectation of we need to win near enough all our games to win the league, if that's too much of an expectation, stop telling me that this is a top team. Stop telling me that this is an elite team, because you can't gas it up to me, and then when I align my expectations with the size of the club, it's too much. You're being toxic. You're asking too much. You're ungrateful. You're entitled. No. You want the title? The title comes with a responsibility. Heavy lies the crown. If we're going to be a big club and we want to win major honours, then
the expectation has to be there. The standards have to be there. You know what I'm saying? And if not, stop gassing this manager to me. Stop gassing this team to me. Stop telling me that we're the greatest ever. And then shying away from the expectations that I have of a big team. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones. It's one of them ones. Look, at the end of the day, it's not all doom and gloom. We have been playing better in open play in general. We did turn up against Bayern. We did slap up Spurs. But at the same time, that's all well and good. That's calm. Still got to turn up for the rest of the season. Nothing's won yet. Nothing's won. Nothing's determined. Do you know what I'm saying? Still got to be turning up. Still got to be performing. Still got to be picking up the points. We still, for the time being, we still have a gap. But I don't want to see a team using that gap as reason to think that you don't need to turn up in a London derby, or feeling like you don't have to give your all against Brentford. If I see the level of performance that I saw against Sunderland, against Brentford, I'm going to lose it. If I see players getting bossed and bullied and barged off the ball and given no heart and thinking they can cruise the first half against Brentford, like we did against Chelsea, like we did in the first half against Sunderland, then we're going to have some uncomfortable conversations, because that's not acceptable. I don't care. At this stage of the season, if any player is fatigued, it's because you haven't rotated your squad properly. I don't want to hear it. We have multiple options and multiple players sat on that bench that have limited time, that have plenty of energy. I don't want to hear nothing about fatigue and tiredness. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care. Ain't nothing going to excuse why we don't win a major honour this season. I don't care. I don't care. And if anyone's got a problem with what I'm saying, well, guess what? I had unforeseeable circumstances in selling my house. Guess what? I'm moving to Barca. Yeah? That's how you turn an L to a W. Do you know what I'm saying? Always winning. Always winning. So don't tell me that there's nothing you can do on president. I wasn't expecting to move to Barca. I wasn't expecting to sell my house right now. But guess what? It's going to happen on Friday, and we turn the L into a W. Yeah, that's what happens. Welcome to real life. Yes, it's unfortunate Gabriel being injured, unfortunate Saliba being injured. It's unfortunate that Havertz hasn't been available. The injuries on Ødegaard. Yeah, it's all unfortunate. But guess what? Yeah, that's what life is. That's what life is. It doesn't always go your way, but you have to find a way. I had an old manager. They used to tell me, don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. Am I on 15 million a year? Don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. That is the campaign this season for Arteta. Don't bring me problems, bring me solutions. We're hearing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
Whoa, it's freezing outside, man. Absolutely freezing, bro. You know what I mean? Absolutely freezing. But yeah, I don't deal with excuses, bro. I don't deal with excuses. You get me? Like, I learnt my lesson. With my past situation. You think I'm gonna repeat that in Barca? That would be, I haven't learned anything. I've not, you know what I'm saying? I've not developed. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear it. You have to learn in life, you have to move forward. You have to learn from your situation and you have to improve and be better. Not sit there and make excuses. You know what I'm saying? That's the winning mentality. That's called accountability. That's called making yourself accountable. And that's what life's about. I'm not here listening to the excuses. Today I was signing my NIE. For anyone that doesn't know, you need NIE to stay in Spain. That helps me sign up for like healthcare and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm dealing with all of it by myself. It is what it is. It is what it is. I don't want to hear no excuses, bro. You know what I mean? All the stuff that I need for my move, I've been sorting it out, organizing all the things that I need, organizing how I can still keep up my streaming and still going to the appointments when I get there, booking my appointment, paying for my NIE, paying for whatever. So when I have these expectations of this club, yeah, best believe I apply it to my own life. Yeah, and I've never moved country before. I was born in England. I've always lived in England. I never dealt with this all before. You know what I'm saying? But I welcome the challenge. You know what I mean? It is what it is, bro. I was like, nah, bro, got to move like Arteta due to unfortunate circumstances. This is a luxury. This is a luxury. I'm not hearing it. And these men on millions of pounds giving me excuses, bro. I do not care. You know what I'm saying? I do not care. It is what it is, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it's accountability. I've spoken a lot about my move to Barcelona. Now I have to go out there and do it. I know, big up to everyone in the chat. I know you, man, will make me accountable. North, where's the streams? North, where's this? Where's that? You said you're moving to Barcelona. Made myself accountable. I put pressure on myself on purpose. Yo, chat, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Yo, we're going to do this. And It's what it is, bro. Do you know what I mean? Make yourself accountable. I was out for leaving drinks. I didn't have to stream that. I said, no, I'm working. I'm streaming. Yes, I'm out. And yes, I'm drinking, but I'm working. You know what I'm saying? It's called responsibility. It's called taking accountability. It's called working with what you've got. I don't want to hear none of these excuses, bro. I don't want to hear it, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear the excuses, bro. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. So it's one of them ones, man. It's one of them ones. I think at the moment as well, it just makes you better. Like, it just makes you better. Like, I've come out of this situation feeling like, yo, like, I feel more myself. Like, for so long, I didn't feel, I didn't feel myself, but now I just feel like back to myself, back to my normal self. Just, yeah, like, it's mad. Now I look back on everything that's gone on over the last 3-4 months, and I'm like, yo, it was a big learning curve, it was a sink or swim, man. Sink or swim for 4 months. Like, I've never relied on YouTube money to pay my bills. and I was relying on YouTube money and trying to work hard, but at the time where I had the least amount of drive to do anything, but I still had to get my mortgage paid. No matter how I felt, no matter that I was down, no matter that, you know, I wasn't in the mood, I didn't want to do anything, I didn't feel the drive to do anything, I still had to put out content. Do you know what I'm saying? Even the days where I couldn't find it within me, I would still drop clips, just drop clips all day. You know what I mean? And still put out something. Like, that's what happens when you have to, that discipline, like there has to be a level of discipline. So when I see this manager talking, yo, big up holy smokes, bro. When I see this manager coming out with excuse, I don't want to hear it, bro. Like, these last 3 months have been lack of drive, lack of anything. Like, all I wanted to do was just sleep. But I had a mortgage payment still waiting at the end of every month. I still had my phone bill to pay. I still had my car insurance to pay. I still had all these things. It didn't matter how I felt. It just mattered that I needed to get to where I needed to get to and pay what I needed to pay, regardless, as well as going through what I was going through. So when I talk, yeah, it's not just all talk. Do you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The bills don't sleep. They don't care. The bills don't care about how you feel. They just got to get paid. Like, I went through my account, yeah. Exactly. I had to go through my account, yeah. And I was like, right, I need to cut that. Like, I was paying for PlayStation. This is the most dangerous thing, yeah. Like, when you do all these little add-ons, you don't even know why. I had like things that I was paying for, like to make thumbnails, and I don't use it. I just use Photoshop. I use Photoshop to make my thumbnails. I was like, why am I paying for this, and this? I started cutting it. Why am I paying for PlayStation Online? I haven't touched my PS4 in like a year, and I was paying for PS4 Online. And all these little snipers coming out your account, £10, £15, £20, £30, all this type of stuff. I was just like, what's going on? And I was like, yo, the only thing I'm still paying for, like, these men are idiots, yeah? I pay for my Sky broadband at my house. They wanted me to drop like £280 to cancel it. And I was just like, nah, bruv. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bruv. You know what I mean? Nah. So I said, yo, I just paid the £40 a month. I said, F it. I'll cut off all the other little extra stuff. That's nonsense. I'll pay the £40. And then when I get paid, I'll pay it off. You know what I mean? It's crazy. How am I paying flipping £280 to cancel, to stop using something? This how they make their money, bro. This how they make their money. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, all right, well, I cancelled that. And then I've got a list of things that I need. There's only about 2 things. It's only that, and then cancel my car insurance. That's it. I'll cancel my car insurance when I'm like done. Like, I'm like 2 days away. I'll cancel my car insurance, and I'll cancel the internet of the other house. And I told the buyers, you can use it, but I'll cancel it so you can put your own internet. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously I'm gonna be canceling it. Those are the 2 things. Everything else is calm. So I won't need to pay car insurance anymore in Spain. I won't need to pay for, well, that internet. That's a lot more expensive because it was like the fastest one. I won't need to pay for that. The only thing that's coming out of my account now is mortgage payments, Spotify. I have to keep Spotify. I love my music. I have to keep Spotify. My phone bill, that will be adjusted once I get my Spanish SIM card. I still need to, that's the one thing actually I need to look up, how to get a Spanish SIM card and get unlimited. I reckon I could just walk into a car phone warehouse or whatever, a flipping Vodafone or whatever, and get a Spanish one. And I know it's going to be a lot cheaper than unlimited. I think unlimited internet that I use off of this, I think it cost me like £40 a month, something like that. SIM only contract. So yeah. But now I got a thing, so I don't need YouTube Premium in it. Yeah, I've worked around that. Didn't you see that? You know what I mean? But yeah, anyway. So yeah, it's just my Spotify, my car insurance, my road tax, and my mortgage. That's it. I don't really have that many bills. I've paid off my StreamYard by accident. It was actually a mistake. I paid off for the whole year. That was like 300 and something pound. So StreamYard, I don't need to pay now until December next year. I don't need to pay. That's already been paid off. So that's a one less bill. I pay for Photoshop. I pay £25 a month. That's to do all the thumbnails, which, to be fair, is fine. And that's really it. That's really it. Like, I don't really live like a flashy lifestyle. My car's been paid off from time. My car payments were low. It wasn't like mad expensive. It's worked out at a perfect time. I don't need to. The car's already been paid off. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, all my bills, my mortgage and my thing, which is gonna finish this Friday. So last month was the last mortgage payment, and thank God we are out of here. You know what I mean? So my payments are really low. The money that goes out. And then when I'm in Spain, I'll have my rent that's cheaper than my mortgage here. My rent's cheaper than my mortgage. I won't have a car to sustain. I'll see about the internet. My phone bill will be cheaper. And I'll just have Spotify. And that's really about it. Like, my monthly bills are low. My food expenses is obviously going to be low because I'm only covering for myself, not living with someone. So my overall bills would just be way cheaper. So that's what it is, man. That's how you got to do, man. You got to be on top of right now. If you got your online banking, put your online banking on and see where all the snipers are coming out. All these extra shit coming out your account. You know what I mean? Because they love it when you forget about it. You know what I mean? These little £5, £10, £15, but it all adds up. You start saying, yo, why am I paying this? Like, do you get what I'm saying? How long have I been paying this? Like, do you know what I mean? This I'm telling you, all these little sign up bullshit. I went through loads of stuff and I unsubscribed onto like, you know what I mean? Did all of that. I haven't even looked, bro. I haven't even looked for the whips in Spain, bro. I'm not getting a car. Like, that's the thing. Like, obviously, I'm not even talking about fuel and all of that type of stuff. But like in Spain, I think £20, you get like 15 trips. So 15 trips, no matter, it's not like England where you have to pay a certain amount. Like, if you go past certain zones, it's like £20, bro. You know what I mean? It's only like £20, bro. So it's like 15 trips. I'm only really gonna pay what? Maximum probably £40 a month. Do you get me? £40 a month if I'm really like out and about mad. £40 a month for a train. Do you know what I'm saying? And I can and basically I can go where I want and the train is calm and it goes on till like 3 in the morning. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Food is cheaper. The rent the rent is cheaper. Do you know what I mean? And what else? That's really about it. Like, do you know what I mean? I'll probably be spending maybe a grand. Probably a grand. And then probably add about another £100. So about like 1,100. Do you know what I'm saying? 1,100 around that. And I'm covered. You know what I mean? Come on, man. It's a no-brainer. And that's only because, I'm getting a place where it's prime location. Do you get what I'm saying? It's prime location. That's as much as I'll say. It's prime location. So really and truly, like, it is what it is. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I don't even need 2 racks. Like, even 1.5, yeah, is good. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It is what it is, bro. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm living in Barca, which is like one of the more expensive cities in Spain. I'm living in Barca. I'm living in a prime location. And I don't need to travel, mad travel and stuff like that. I can eat at home if I want to. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm financially well. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of them ones, man. It's just a win-win, man. It's just a win-win. So when you look at England, you're like, nah, bruv. Like me and my ex were putting £1,200 each, and that would cover everything. But then probably put in extra, like an extra £200-300, and then you got your the car insurance, then you got the car payments, then do you know what I'm saying? Like then you've got like going out, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's just too expensive, bro. It's just too expensive. I feel like this is why I felt like England isn't really the place for like a startup. Like when you're starting up and you want to do something, it's not economically feasible. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're starting off small and your thing is like whatever you're doing is small and it's something that you're growing or something. It's just too much, bro. You know what I mean? I'm paying 900 per month for 900. Sorry, I'm paying 900 per month for a 1-bedroom flat where I live. Is that London, bro? Is that London? Because what I've got is the same price, but it's the center of Madrid, of Barcelona. It's the center of Barcelona. So it's like it's the equivalent of me. It's the equivalent of me living in central London. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like I would never get that in central, like for that price. There's no way. Like exactly near Heathrow Airport. So that's like Greater London. Do you know what I'm saying? Near Heathrow Airport. Now, if you went and got the same place in, let's say, let's say you get the same place like in King's Cross or in or like Oxford Street. Let's say Oxford Street. Do you know what I'm saying? How much would you be paying a month in Oxford Street? Bro, that's at least pushing 2K, bro, if not more, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like probably more than 2K. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, this is what I mean, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. I'm living like I'm in Oxford Street. Obviously, Spain, beach, rare, but you know what I mean? Yeah, but Barca's lit, bro. I'm paying 200 per month on the tube just to get to work and back. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It is a rip-off. And you know those prices go up because you know when there's strikes, you know the prices go up. You know the prices go up. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I live in Montreal. My mortgage is 2,600. It's just mad. It's just mad, bro. Like it's actually mad. Like I was looking at things. I was like, all in all, my bills in London were about 1,500. That's without doing nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? And then with the expenses, I'm probably pushing about 2K a month on my expenses in London, the lifestyle and everything. And I'm not even doing anything correct. Nah, bro. Nah. London, nah, forget it, man. I've had enough of it. You know what I mean? Man's paying in London 1.2K just for a room. It's mad, bro. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Downtown Montreal, 3,000. Where are they coming up with these prices, bro? Where are they coming up with these prices? Man said everywhere is expensive anyway, bro. It's just so mad, bro. That's why everyone is cutting from the UK, fam. Yeah, bro. I saw like I think they had like the most like people leaving the UK like last year or something. It's just ridiculous. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. But obviously, I feel like it's all about being able to create a life that you can sustain yourself in a decent way, innit? Like everybody wants to leave, but I think as well, the older you get, like obviously you have to avoid having kids, being married, having assets together. These are the things that kind of slow down your move. Do you know what I mean? or make it a lot more difficult. But I think even when you get past all of that, it's like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna be able to actually sustain yourself and actually be able to create a decent life? You know, certain people are in industries where they feel like, okay, there's not nothing for me. I think, do you know what I mean? It's listen, everyone, it's life, innit? You know, you get older, you get certain things. I think the easiest thing though, I think for people, like that, the easiest thing that I think if people approach better would work in their favor is letting go of certain luxuries for a certain amount of time to then build up back to that. And I think a lot of people get comfortable. Like you see it all the time, like people that like, oh, but you know, they like buying multiple perfumes or flashy cars or this and that. And it's like, you're starting somewhere else. You're going to have to downgrade your expenses to be able to then grow back to that. But at least you're going to be overall more happy. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people are very tied, are very linked to their materialistic things. I'm happy that I'm not like that. Like I could go to Spain, if anything, like there was places like 1,500 a month, you know what I'm saying? $2,000 a month. I could do that if I wanted to, but it's not about that for me. Like it's about getting a decent place for a decent price and living the life that I like, and then I'll upgrade if my life requires it. But my life may not ever require it. And I don't need to do that for that. Do you know what I'm saying? I just need a good place that is, you know, good, and everything else is patterned, and move forward from that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't need to live outside of my means and do things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the overall goal for me is to be able to grow the channel and to be able to not only give better content, but to be able to earn more as well. And let my, you know, my means pay for my lifestyle. And like I said, I don't need a lot. Like I don't need a lot. You know, even with receiving all of this, I don't need a lot. I just need, I just want to be calm. Do you know what I'm saying? I just want to be calm. So I think if people can let go of the cars, can let go of, you know, the properties, can let go of, you know, a certain monthly wage, you probably be able to accept going to another country and, you know, and working around that, you know. So it's one of them ones. Like you have to cut the umbilical cord with a lot of things in your life that are excess. You have to look at things realistically in its excess. Like I can't wait to not have to use this car anymore. Like I use this car because I live in Greater London and it's just long, you know what I mean, at times, you know what I mean, in getting to Central, and it's mainly for work and clubbing because it's way too expensive to get from Central London to Greater London after the club. You're looking at least like £120, £100 just to come back. Do you know what I mean? And it's not even like miles away. It's probably like 40 minutes away to about 45 minutes away or something, whatever the case may be. So that's the only thing. But then being out there, I'm only going clubbing once a week. So let's say like when I was in Madrid, Uber cost me from around 15 to 20 pounds. So I'm like, yo, that's calm. Like 15, 20 pounds for an Uber. Do you know what I'm saying? I can get to the club by train. You know what I'm saying? Because the train's is on till 3 in the morning. I get to the club by train and then I'll just get an Uber back when I'm done in the club, and that's 15, 20 pounds. No problem. It's not breaking the bank. Here, you can't do that. You can't go to the club. Like you can go to the club, like, you know what I'm saying, by public transport. But by the time you're coming back, you're spending more on the cab than you did on the night out. If you're not going there popping bottles, it just doesn't make sense. Everything's just stupid expensive for no reason. Do you know what I mean? It's just, the whole game is just, it's all mad. It's all mad. The game is mad. It's all mad out here, bro. No, it's crazy, bro. Yes, but the only places you can go are tax-free countries If not, it's the same mess. The taxes control you. Yeah, bro. It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah, I'm saying you can always sort that out if you know how to sort that out. Man said you need kids. That's the purpose of life. Just no marriage and taxes. I don't know if I need kids, bro. I don't know if I need kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I need kids. I don't know about that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know about that. I think it's better to not have kids if you're not ready for them than to have them and then begrudge having kids and just doing it because people tell you to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think in life, when people make decisions based on cultural norms or peer pressure, I think people they start regretting it. I don't think people can tell people this is how you live. You live how you want to live, because at the end of the day, it's your responsibility. So live the way that you want to live. You know what I mean? Not off the opinion of other people. It's not only just a rip-off. The country is dusted thanks to everything else going on. Don't blame me at all for jumping shit, mate. Wish I could. Of course you can, bro. Just make a plan and trust me, you can, bro. You may not be able to do it this year, next year, or the year after. Maybe it's going to be a 5-year plan, but you can do it, bro. You can definitely do it. But it's going to take discipline. It's going to take discipline and sacrifice. It's definitely going to. 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones, bro. You know what I mean? Appreciate the fact that you're so open. So if any one of us just wanted to up and move and restart again, you've basically shown us how to do it. Big up, bro. Nah, listen, I'm not saying that I'm showing a way or the way that I found, but I'm not saying that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's got their own path in it. But for me, I just feel like every single one of us that's watching right now, look at it like this. All of us right now, you could go on to ChatGPT right now and you can ask them, what jobs can I get to work as a digital nomad? Yeah. Which will allow you to just work on a computer for a company, if that's what you want to do. Yeah. What qualifications do I need? Can you, tell ChatGPT, can you break down what qualifications I need without going to university? Maybe just go into, or maybe doing an online uni course or some course in college or whatever, or one that you don't really need much. Do you know what I'm saying? How much money am I going to get from that? And that will give you the liberty to be able to earn a British wage abroad. There's ways around this. You've got ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT loads of things. The more you direct it, and tell it exactly what you want, the better. Do you know what I mean? To go to Spain with the NIE thing, everything ChatGPT. I'm asking ChatGPT everything. Do you know what I'm saying? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I get this? Can you break this down, please? This didn't make sense. Blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? That's it, bros. Everything, all the answers are there. You just got to look for it. Do you know what I mean? So you don't have to do social media or things like that. But if you can get a job where you don't have to go into the office and you can work from a computer and you're earning that wage abroad, come on, man, you're laughing. You're laughing. So it is what it is, man. Do you know what I mean? It's if you really want something, you can get there. You can get there. North, I moved to UK 11 years ago from the Baltics. It was the most difficult thing ever. I was on minimum wage then and still had way more spare money than I have now. I'm telling you, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's one of them ones, bro. Like, it's just getting worse, bro. It's just getting worse. Like, it's just getting worse. Like, it's just not getting easier. Like, everything's just getting to the point where it's like, do you know what I mean? And then you're caught up in this, like, oh, my career needs to go here, needs to go there. And then you're putting up with bullshit for your career to go there. And then you're getting treated this way by that person in this way. And it's just a vicious cycle. The more you work, the more depressed you feel. The more depressed you feel, the more holidays you want. The more holidays you want, the less money you stack. It's a vicious circle. And I've already seen that this whole thing is a trap, bro. They call, when people are, selling the spice, oh, it's the trap. This is the original trap. This is the original trap that you just can't get out of. Everything claws you back into having to play into the whole having no autonomy and nah, man, they ain't fooling me, man. Nah, bro. You know what I mean? If I got to work my ass off, let me work my ass off for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because when you work for yourself, it's yours to lose. It's yours. It's you make yourself accountable. You have more desire because it's yours. You know what I'm saying? Instead of working for someone that doesn't even appreciate you, as soon as there's flipping companies moving money, you get your job taken. You know what I'm saying? It's just nah, bruv. They don't care what you've done for them in the past and how much overtime you've done for them, how many favors you've done for them. You're just another number. Do you know what I mean? Nah, I'm done with it. That's one of them ones, man. Saliba is he should be back. Apparently they need to do some tests, but Gabby's out for weeks. That's what Arteta said. Gabby's out for weeks, bro. Gabby's out for weeks. Got mine 23 while being at school and paying a mortgage. Didn't stop me doing what I want, and I plan moving from Canada to my home country, Romania. I knew you were Romanian because of the way that you lot that surname. I knew it, or first name, but I know that name itself is Romanian. Nah, big up to you, man. You didn't let it stop you. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. I've never been to Canada. I've been to New York. I've been to America, but never been to Canada. Yeah, we're only a number, bro. They don't care about us. They don't care about us, bro. Self-employment is the best employment, bro. It is. It is. You know, like anything, it's got its pros and cons. Obviously, if I don't work, if I don't stream, I don't get paid. You know what I'm saying? If I don't work, but at the same time, it's a good trade in being able to control my time and being able to control what I want to do and being able to do something that I can be creative, something that I can be more in touch with the things that I want to do. So it's a decent trade-off. But yeah, when you're working, when you're ill and you have to work because you've got bills to pay and you can't. Yeah, I'm saying that is the flip side of this. Yeah, when I'm ill, I have to stream. We've seen it with Lee anyway. Lee, he's ill and he has to work. You don't work, you don't get paid. It is what it is. Have you thought about moving for a long time, North? Has it been last 5 or so years pushed you to move? Do you know what? Like, I had a friend before. We don't talk anymore, but like, he always used to tell me that he was working as a mechanic for BMW, and I remember you say like, "Yo, England's depressing. I'm tired of this place." We used to go clubbing. We used to be moving crazy, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, we was active, you know what I mean, on these roads. And he was telling me from early, he's like, I'm not staying in England. I don't like England. I don't like the weather. I don't like the way it is. And I remember, like, after we fell out over something years after, and then he split up with his girl. It always happens when you split with your girl, I swear down. He split up with his girl, and he moved to Dubai. He's been in Dubai now. I think he's been in Dubai now like maybe 6 years, 5-6 years. He told his family, went to go see his family. I'm still cool with his family. He told his family, he's like, yo, I'll never move back to England. He goes, if I leave Dubai, I'd go somewhere else, but I'd never live back in London. I think he works. He used to be a mechanic, and he's the same age as me. He used to be a mechanic, and he gave up that career, didn't want to do it anymore, and moved to Dubai with another person that I used to talk to that I don't anymore. And both of them, you know what I'm saying, are just happy in Dubai. And yeah, he just said he would never move back. And he said he's happy there. I think he does some like type of recruitment or something that he works out there, and he's getting to a point where his brother told me he's getting to a point now that he's going to be able to work for himself. And he seems happy there and don't want to come back. So it's like, he's one of the people that I knew. He left like 6 years ago. There's another guy that I know, and he left and he went to Dubai, and he works like in stocks. and he's made a lot of money. He goes, I'm going to Dubai in the next. I think he's been there now. I think a year. I think it's been a year that my boy Michael's been in Dubai, and he works like stocks. So he invests people like rich people's money in stocks and stuff. He said, my plan in the next 4 or 5 years is to make £1 million. Yeah, I'm saying, and this guy, he's on it, bruv. He ended up buying a apartment in like the capital, whatever, of the city in Dubai, or whatever. And yeah, and now he's got his girl to come over, and he's just working hard, like, you know what I'm saying? And obviously with the tax free and all this type of stuff, and he's living life. He's enjoying it. He's loving it. There's 2 people that I know that live in Dubai. Well, 3, technically 3. 3 people that I know that live in Dubai. That made a move before I made a move. Who else do I know that lives abroad? That's about it. And the thing is that I can remember off the top of my head. The thing is, the guy that used to be my bedroom, when he moved and now is doing like the training stuff and selling the training, whatever. His family was saying how they want to move and they're thinking about moving to Spain. I said to them, bro, you know I'm going to be in Barcelona. They're like, yeah, we had enough. Because his 2 younger brothers, I think they're like 25 and 23. Both of them were like, we're just done. They're from Ecuador. And they were like, we're just done. We're done with the UK. We're done with all of this. We're done with this country. We're done with like how depressing it is. They just said they're done. And then I was talking to their mum and she was like, yeah, like, so they were thinking about going to Spain and living in Spain. And they're like, yo, maybe my friend, he was right, you know, because they're just growing tired of being in the UK. You know what I mean? And so they're looking to move within the next couple of years. And yeah, man, everyone's getting the hell out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone I speak to, my other boy Ruben, he is working with a certain company. He started off with a certain company. I think it's like telecoms or whatever, something like that. I don't know, some internet thing. I can't remember. He started up a company. He's like, yo, bro, I'm getting my stuff done and I'm bouncing. Like, his family live in Hounslow, but he got a place near King's Cross, like central area. He goes, bro, I'm done. He goes, I'm done. He goes, I don't even care about getting a car here. I don't get nothing, bro. I make sure I ain't got no financial ties here. He goes, I'm off. I'm tired of it. Of just living for the weekend or living for Saturday, because it's like Sunday you're recuperating if you're going out. He goes, bro, it's dead, bro. During the week it's dead. Just the lifestyle's dead. The pace of life is dead. He goes, the weather is horrendous. He's like, yo, I'm off. He goes, I've had enough of the UK. But me and him were talking, and it was just like, we're on the same vibe. He's a bit younger than me. I think he's like 29, 28. And I was just like, yeah, bro, like it's dead out here, bro. And he was like, yeah, bro. He goes, all of this, it's all a facade, bro. I don't care about the events here. I don't care about the clubs here. I don't care about, it's all a facade, bro. Like, it's style of life. It's just dead, bro. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, he's off. You know what I mean? So there's so many people around me that either that are like planning their move now. Like, it's just like they're moving. And yeah, I think especially with Instagram, you're able to see a bigger life out there and think, why am I putting up with this? Why am I putting up with this? I think a lot of us as well, we've seen people like in the UK where, you know, they're of the previous generations, and a lot of them were like, you know, at a you meet them like at your job, like, oh, I've been here 20 years or 25 years and I've done this and I've done that and rare. And you see, like, they don't like the job. They feel like they had enough. They don't like, do you know what I mean? You can see they just, their work environment and their lifestyle is just depressed them. But the one thing they've got is like, oh, we've paid off the mortgage. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, by the time you paid off the mortgage, your life is done. You're about to retire. Like, you literally lived an unhappy lifestyle all your life, basically, all your adult life. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, that's not the dream anymore. Like you can see with this new generation, it's not the dream anymore. And the previous generation, is not their fault. They weren't able to make money online. They weren't able to do certain things that we've been able to do. It's not their fault. They did have certain restrictions that we don't have. You know what I'm saying? Mainly the internet to what it is now, and the apps, and you know, a certain roles like digital nomads and stuff like that. So they didn't have all the tools that we had. But I remember the guy that I worked with fitting kitchens and bathrooms before I did my apprenticeship, and he was like, "Oh, what if this YouTube thing finishes? What's this? What's that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, if it finishes, then I'll do something else." And he was like, "Yeah, but what about it?" I'm like, "You're making it seem like work in the UK secure. People still lose their jobs. People still get fired. People still work in places where they gotta go. Like they're like, yeah, I can't deal with this no more. Like there's always a credit crunch around the corner, or like a flipping crisis or some sort of whatever. So you can't really say that it's secure, because it's not secure. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's this mentality because it's unknown to that generation. So they're like, oh, but it's not so good. Yeah, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'll just jump on another platform, or I just go somewhere else, or I just do something, you know. I just build up a channel somewhere else, bro. Do you know what I mean? And it is what it is. But I understood that he was talking from a place of this wasn't the norm in his generation. So it's frightening to him. But at the same time, I respected his opinion. It's his opinion. I don't think everything he said is invalid. But at the same time, if you don't take any risks in life, you're not going to get any rewards. If you start a business, it's a risk. The business could fold. You could lose money. But the reward is you'll be able to be your own boss. You'll be able to run your own company. You'll be able to be autonomous. You'll be able to earn money you wouldn't maybe be able to earn if you was a worker. So everything in life is a risk. I think there's calculated risks and then there's stupid risks in it. And I feel like you have to look at your life and see, like, what kind of life do I want? What am I putting in place to make sure that I'm good? And yeah, like everything in life is a risk. You get in a relationship, it's a risk. You get married, it's a risk. You have children with someone, it's a risk. Things can go wrong. You get a business, it's a risk. Where in life is it? The only way life is risk-free is if you just don't do anything. But even then, you'll die because you have no money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have to, do you know what I mean? You got a job, you think it's secure. It's a risk because you may be fired. Do you know what I'm saying? Like what is actually secure? What is secure? Do you know what I mean? So it's like when people talk about risk, it's like they don't want to take certain risk, which is fine. But at the same time, sometimes they be the people that then envy what you have, but then they don't want to put in the risk. They don't want to put in the hard work or the graft. Do you know what I mean? So I know a lot of people that could have done what the little that I've accomplished in my life in buying a house, but they were too busy trying to stunt and buy Mercedes and show off to people in the club. But had they have put that money, now they look at the time frame that I didn't do that and the time frame that they did, they could have been in this position, but they didn't want to sacrifice. So guess what? You don't get there because you wanted to put your funds and your energy into things that have no repayment down the line, and now you can't do it. And it's not me saying I'm better than them. It's just, are you willing to put the sacrifice? You know what I mean? Sacrifice. Some people don't want to put any sacrifice in. They don't want to put any work in, any graft in. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's one of them ones. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones. Like, I think I try to take away from the older people that have been around me and what I saw them do good and what I think they did wrong. And it's not a shot at them because I've done things wrong. Do you get what I'm saying? But the biggest thing, I guess maybe that's why I'm open to a limit. Obviously it has to be limited on the internet. I'm open to a limit, because it's like certain things that happen in my life didn't happen by chance. They happened because I planned it to happen like that. I planned not to have a child by this age. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I did things to purposely not have a child by this age. You know what I mean? And when I heard good, like certain things that were positive, I went for it. Like, I remember like when that situation, when, you know, she wanted to buy a house, I wasn't like crazy about being a house, but then I was like, you know what? It's most likely going to be a win-win, you know, make a profit, rare tear. I'm going to benefit. I can see the benefits down the line, but I wasn't killing myself to buy a house. Like, I wasn't. Like, the idea wasn't necessarily mine, that I was like, yo, I need to get a house. It was just, well, I'm going to pay rent. What's really the point of me paying rent instead of just doing something that I can get money back from? Like, let me just get some money. Like, let me invest in something. So I looked at it more as an investment. But yeah, but I learned from the person that, you know, I was working with. He always wanted to buy a property, and he didn't have someone by his side that was supporting him in that way, which is sad. So I learned, okay, let me do that. Let me do that. You know, I had other people around me. He also like, he was able to be self-employed and have his business and everything else, like, because he didn't have children early, so it allowed him to put the time and the hours in, and that he was winning in that sense. But then I realized, like, the older he was getting, the less energy he had to do what he was doing, in the sense of like working as a carpenter. Like, you know, your body gets older, and it's like, I could see his body was slowing down, and he didn't have that, like, that plan to make sure that he's good doing something else that's not physical. And I was like, yo, that's gonna be me. Do you know what I mean? If I don't switch it up, if I don't do something that will pay further down the line, when my body is a lot older, when I'm a lot older. And I'm gonna get into the comments in a bit, but yeah, I feel like, you know, when you do a physical job, as much as it's mental, it's physical. Sometimes we don't think about, when you're young, you don't think about, well, hold on, am I going to be able to sustain this when I'm like in my 60s or like in my late 50s? Do you know what I'm saying? Am I going to be able, is this going to, do you know what I mean? In my 50s, am I going to be like, do you know what I mean? Like, physically can't do it no more. And I think it's important to think like that if you do have a job that is physical, because your body gets older, the aches, you know, you don't bounce back, you don't recover as fast. And I can feel that already in my 30s in comparison to my 20s. And I think that you gotta think about that, because yeah, man is saying, yeah, you can be active, but bro, it's not just about being active, bro. Your body slows down, and you can have issues that it's not about being active. Like, you know, you get certain aches and pains, and I mean, you get older, man. Do you know what I'm saying? You get older, bro. Like, you're not just going to exercise it all off. Like, your body's getting older. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, like, from this conversation, if there's anything you can take from it, is, can I do whatever job you're doing? Can I still maintain this job and maintain everything when I'm in my 50s, you know, late 50s and stuff like that, going towards my like 60s and that? Because the more you think about those kind of things, the better it's going to be for you in the latter stages of your life. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Life is ruthless. Life is ruthless, man. Life is ruthless. I really feel sorry for people, because I feel like if you don't make the right decisions, man, life will teach you real quick, bro. Like, life will punch you in the face, man. It will punch you in the face. You know what I mean? Big up, man. Northside, don't buy a microwave when you get a new gaff. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Let me get through some of the comments. There's bare comments I ain't even got through. Good luck to you in Barca, man. Did you consider any other countries? No. I knew I wanted to move to Spain. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think there are quite a few YouTubers. I know what's that Chelsea fan lives there? Jonas. Big up to Jonas. I know I swear Jonas moved to Dubai. Yeah, Dubai is not for me. It's not where I want to be. It's not where I want to be. Yeah, people make mad money in Dubai, long working hours, but if you know that sector, then it's definitely the move. You only get out of life what you put in, to be honest. Facts, Jez. Facts. Facts. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. There's no security for nothing, bro. There's no security for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Most of the things in this life are temporary, man. And we convince ourselves that we're secure. There's a risk in everything we do, bro. It is what it is, man. Jez is the guy, man. Big up to Jez, man, in the chat. Big up to Jez, man. Big up to Jez. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You man saw what I had to go through. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna leave it as that. I don't even want to talk about her. She's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? She's irrelevant, bro. I'll be real. She's irrelevant. You'll be fine, Northside. You have the winning brain set. Bro, big up Jez, man. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck me, Tom? Oh my god. Come on, man. Big up Jez, man. Big up Jez. You know what I'm saying? Big up Jez. Nah, I just give my opinion. I don't know it all. I just observe what I see. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just observe what I see. You know what I mean? And yeah. Like, and also like when my friends or when people that I knew were winning, I always celebrated it. I never had no jealousy, no badness in my heart. And I think that energy definitely helps you. Like when you see people winning, like right now, people can say, oh, you're North, you're winning right now. It ain't always been like that. There's been times I've seen people do things and I'm like, I wish I could. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm happy for them. And then I just got down to what I need to do. Do you know what I'm saying? Always put good energy out there. Don't envy what somebody else is, because anyone's envy towards someone, most of the time, are you willing to do what they want to do? If they give you the blueprint and say, yo, this is what you got to do to get to that, you're going to do it. Because if you're not going to do it, then, do you know what I'm saying? You got the same 24 hours. You got the same 24 hours as everybody else. And I know certain people get certain, do you know what I mean? Certain, come ups in their life or whatever, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. You gotta graft for yours. Some people gotta graft more. I knew people that were like, oh, I don't need to work. Well, my parents, when they die, they're gonna give us the house. So they just thought they didn't need to work because they're gonna inherit the house. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. I don't get that. So they sell the house, the mortgage is paid. Let's say they get, I don't know, 200k each in their bank account, 150k each in the bank. I don't get that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't get that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not receiving nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, they've got that, but at the same time, if they blow that money, they've never trained themselves to create anything or to grow anything to actually be able to sustain a certain type of lifestyle, because they're just counting on. It's sad. Some people, the way they speak, I know certain people that are going to get inheritance, and the way they speak is actually disgusting. How are you already planning what you're gonna do when your parents die. And God willing, their parents live to like 90, 100. So then what? You're like 70. What have you done? 60, 70. What have you done? So we just, but they have this mentality. I've heard this out of people's mouths. You know what I mean? And it's like, rah, like you're looking at your parents' death as a cash day, as like a payday. And they just won't even bother in life. Like I'll just chill. Like I'm not even gonna try to like get into a better place or like grow or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just I already know when my parents die. That's savage, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm saying I've heard that in the UK a lot. A lot. Let me tell you, a lot. And it's crazy because you could look at their parents and maybe their parents worked hard to get to that, yeah. And what do you think their kids are gonna do when they receive that money? A kid that didn't have to sacrifice for that, didn't have to pay for that, nothing. They just, I just get a boost in life. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? And I don't think they realize how they sound when they say what they're saying. Like, I just personally, if I had kids, I wouldn't tell them what I have. I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell them. Because then they think they just got a massive parachute that they don't have to do nothing in life. That, well, I'm going to receive whatever, so I ain't really got to bother. Not all kids are like that. I'm not saying all. I'm just saying that I've heard people be like that. It's crazy, bro. Crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy, bro. Bro, bro, trust me. Like, people are more entitled, man. People are more entitled. Like, they'll look at you and think that you're there, and then they just think, why you got that? Why I ain't got that? It's like, why ain't you getting the fuck up and doing what I gotta do then? Like, every time when I look at someone's success, I'm always like, I don't know what they had to do to get to that. Do you know what I mean? And if I want it, then I have to put the work in. And that just stops me having any jealousy towards anyone. It's just like, why can I be jealous if they worked hard to get to where they got to, or do you know what I'm saying? Or they sacrifice certain things. Like, what's there for me to be jealous about? You know what I mean? If I want it, then I gotta work for it. That's what it is, man. But I don't place my happiness on materialistic things anyway. Do you know what I mean? Money's a tool, and materialistic things, they come, they go. Most of the time, no matter what it is, it wears off anyway. The one happiness is living a good life. That's something that, you know, people really value, and people, you know, everyone can respect that. When you live a good lifestyle, everyone can respect that, because everybody wants that, and it's actually something that brings you genuine happiness. You know what I mean? Materialistic stuff, you get a new car, there's a new model in the next 4 years, all of a sudden your car, no one gives a fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you buy a property, that's all great, you got your house, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck if, you know, the mortgage payments, you can't make the mortgage payments anymore, you lose the house. Like, these things come and go. You know what I'm saying? Your house is nice, but there's always a bigger house, you know, a grander house with a wine cellar and you know, loft conversion and whatever. Like, these things never stop. You know what I'm saying? These things never stop. That's why your happiness can't be infused with those things. It can't be. And you'll never be happy. Is it bad not to have friends? I think it's not good to not, I mean, at least if you have people that you know, I think it's important to network. I think if your networking circle is strong, then I think you can get very far in life. I think secluding yourself, you can stop yourself learning from other people and connecting and being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? being able to actually grow into different avenues. Like, for example, when I started the YouTube thing, obviously I isolated myself from the top gooners because I already know them idiots ain't got nothing that they can teach me. But I attracted people that are winners and people that win and people that know how to do things in a different world that I don't, you know. I'm a gas engineer. Like, I wasn't doing all this techie stuff or internet stuff. Like, I don't know how to do all of that. Yeah, I mean, the most technical thing I did before was like use LimeWire back in the day. Do you get what I mean? So I feel like you become the circle that you have. Like, I feel like when my life was around people that were just partying, that's the furthest I could think was partying. And now that my circle is not just partying, it's people that have achieved a lot and have this and have that. It's not surprising that I'm in this situation. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like you shouldn't isolate yourself from people that could actually teach you something outside of your own, you know what I mean? And then, you know, not that you're using people, but like the conversation is inspiring and you're able to grow and you're able to learn different things that benefit you, and you know what I mean? That's what it's about. It feels good to back people that make it. You vibe with them. People are good at different things and grow at different speeds. 100%. 100%. You know what I mean? 100%, bro. Yeah, bro. It gets dark with that stuff. It gets dark. I'm telling you. It gets dark, bro. I can't lie. But there's a lot of people that are entitled. There's a lot of people that are entitled, bro, out here. So they will feel like that because they already have a nature of entitlement, you know? And some people will look at you and go, you're from the same situation as me. How are you able to do that? Do you know what I'm saying? And why, do you know what I'm saying? And they feel like you just can't control how a certain person feels about you. You know what I mean? And it can be completely unjust. But they will in their head logically be like, yo, like how we came up the same way and you're flying here and I'm down here. All of a sudden they just have they just despise you in a way. Because they're looking at you like, why, like, if you get up, if you go here, then I feel like, you know, what does it say about me? And then I don't want to look at that about me because then it makes me feel inferior. So then now I have to downplay what you're doing. So it makes myself feel better because then I feel like I'm not doing anything. When in reality, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. Do you know what I'm saying? Like my friend that's going to Dubai, he's going to make I know he's going to make £1 million because he's always been money orientated. I'm happy for him. I ain't got no £1 million. I ain't got $500,000. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't feel no envy. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I don't have no entitlement. Like he comes from the same background as me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He comes from nothing. Like his mum's Nigerian. His dad is Italian. Like he comes from nothing. But this guy's about to have £1 million. Last time I saw him, he was driving a Porsche 911. We was in the same area. I'm happy for him. He's winning. He's living in Dubai. He's winning. I see how hard he works at what he does. It's like, bro, like how can I? But some people, they feel threatened by that. You know what I'm saying? They feel threatened. They feel like they're less. They feel like, oh, why is it? Do you know what I mean? And it's just like everyone has their journey. Everyone has their thing, man. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has their thing. Like, I never had that, like, that envy. Like, nah. Do you know what I mean? So that's the thing, man. Some people just love you as long as you stay where they know you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't elevate, because if you elevate, what's it say about me? And it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like you can be next to someone that's looking at you, that's tried to control you the whole time you've been in connection, and then they see you grow, and then they feel like, right, I'm losing grip on controlling this person, when it's not about controlling people. It's about letting people reach their maximum potential. But they don't want you to do that, because then they feel like, oh, but you're doing that. What about me? Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the times that we live in. It's the times that we live in. It's the times that we live in. You know what I mean? It's mad, bro. I think it's a good way to put it. I'm not social at all outside of work, but I have my day one and network. Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need, man. You know, that's all you need. That's all you need. And I think you learn something all the time. Like even some of you guys that jumped on Keke as well. Big up to Keke. Like he jumped on. He was like, "Yo, North," and he told me how he's making money online and how he's, you know what I'm saying, he's got his, you know, I think he works as a freelancer, and how he's able to earn a really good wage living in South Africa, and he doesn't have to leave his country, but he's learning good money. Bro, that's winning, bro. That's winning. Do you know what I mean? You think my mum would have left Portugal if she's able to earn the money she earns here over there? And that's only around the corner. He's coming from Africa. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, like, you know, I learned that. I was like, oh, bro, like, okay, man does this, man. Like, yo, do you know what I mean? Man's winning. Real talk, bro. Like, you'll learn things from people, but I feel like some people need to just humble themselves and just accept that if you want to get to a good space in life, you just got to work for it, man. You got to work for it. You know what I mean? You got to work for it. That's just is what it is. You got to work for it. And not everyone's going to be happy for you, and that's fine. They can feel however they feel, but their feelings doesn't change. Their feelings don't change what you're doing to get to the place that you want to get in. That's what I always remind myself. The way someone feels about me doesn't stop me getting to where I want to get to or what I'm doing, unless I let it affect me, and I don't let it affect me. I'm going to get to exactly what I'm saying I'm going to get to. And it is what it is. Your feelings mean nothing, because God knows I put myself in this situation. So your feelings towards it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're higher in life than you think you are too. Makes you confused when people move weird around you. People stay fake in the lifestyle. Bro, do you know how many times I've seen this, bro? Do you know how many times I've seen this, bro? Like, I know certain people that, like, someone asked me for money, yeah? Someone asked me for money, yeah? And this ain't the first time. But then I see the way that this person spends their money, and they be in the club popping bottles. And I'm thinking, do you actually think that I'm going to lend you money when I see the way that you treat your own money? Like, bro, no. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't nobody ask me for no money, because I'll tell you right now, for free. And I'll say it for free, bro. None of my family know that unless it's my mum and my sister. Everybody else, I don't give a shit what you think you know that I got. No. Because we're going to fall out if I don't get my piece back, because you didn't even give me shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't owe you shit. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm seeing a friend and, yo, you good. And then it's, yo, could you lend you what? Lend you what? Because I see all the time you're in the club popping bottles, bro. No. I'm sorry. If you're going to be out all the time popping bottles, nah. What's this money for? Is it for to pop another bottle? Nah, bro. sorry, I'm gonna judge you based on how you move. I am, because I need to look at it and say, what's the chances I'm getting my peas back? Well, you've got a vice that's very expensive, so likely I ain't getting my money back. So likely loan declined. You know what I mean? I'm not hearing it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones, because I know I'm gonna fall out with you if I don't get my money back, because it's my money. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, nah, I don't lend. There's very, very few people that I know that I would lend. I'm talking about, I put it in one hand. Everybody else, say I ain't got it, bro. Go get yourself a loan or something. I don't know. Don't ask me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask me, bro. Don't ask me. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't see you hollering me when my shit's low, or you know what I'm saying, or my things are going on. I don't hear you hollering me. I don't hear you coming to help me. And nah. Obviously, you have to know someone for a long time, but you need to see how they manage their money. If they're always flossing and stunting and popping bottles and all that, that's not a borrow there. They're taking that money and goodbye. You know what I'm saying? Love you, man. Read your WhatsApp. Wait, big up, Lee, man. Big up. Oh, my days. Something on my back. Oh. So. Cool. As I was saying, man. Yeah. Jez, you can jump on if you want. Jez. Of course. You're always welcome. There you go, Jez. You can jump on, Jez. Big up, man. The lending thing, don't even don't even ask me, bruv. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Don't even ask me, bruv. Do you know what's mad, yeah? Is like when I talk about like when it's Arsenal, it's like you're angry. And it's like when I talk about things like this is how I am when I just talk about things in general. Like, do you know what I mean? It's so funny that this is why it doesn't affect me online when people are like, you're so angry, you're this, you're that. It's like, away from Arsenal, I'm chilled. But when you want to talk about Arsenal, I start getting angry, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of them ones, man. It's one of them ones, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen, talking about a wise man, we've got the man himself, Jez. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah. I'm up at silly o'clock in the morning. Yeah, no, I'm actually on bidding on something on an online auction, and just trying to keep up with where I am with it, mate. Bit of Arsenal history, you know what I mean? Yeah. Finishes at midnight tomorrow night. I need to keep on top of this. I'm bidding against 3 other guys, and I want this bit of kit. I want it.
Nah, I hear that, Jez, man. I hear that. Sorry, I was reading a comment. Nah, I hear that. I mean, obviously, I talk through my experiences and my the things that the way that I see things. I don't feel like I know everything. I feel like I'm opening I'm always open to learning. How do you see things, Jez? You know, like when there's pivotal moments in your life, maybe you don't have to get into the specifics, but you know, when you've had to make big moves, big decisions that really affected the trajectory of your life. You must look back on your life, and we all have a level of regret on some things.
Oh,
you can't live life without no regrets, but you try to get regrets that you can live with, or decisions that you said, you know what, that was genuinely what I wanted to do. When you look back in your life, you must feel like, I can live with my life decisions. You know, I made a lot of good ones. Yeah, I made my errors like everybody else. We're all human, but ultimately it worked out.
Yeah. Look, mate, I made some bad decisions in my life. Bad decisions. At a younger age, I was a very selfish man, and I still regret that to this day. Certain things I did when I first got to live with my wife. Now we weren't married, and we were young. Left home, moved in together, shared. We had a flat opposite the West Stand at Highbury, actually, and we had the upstairs flat, and my mate Paul and his girlfriend at the time had the ground floor flat. And me and Paul, we were selfish bastards. I won't lie. both gas engineers, both of us. We were both done our apprenticeships together.
A big up to him.
And we would literally, we had no money really at the time, and we would beg, borrow, never stole. But we were awful, really. And when we both pretty got married within 9 months of each other. Excuse me. And we his wife got pregnant. Don't quote me on dates, but pretty close after they were married. And it was about 6 months after I got married, my wife got pregnant. And along came our beautiful children. Both had daughters, as happens. And we were still, when I sit here now, Northside, and I think what I did and what he did to get to games was awful. It was bloody awful. We would do anything because we both had our season tickets and everything. We'd do anything to get to an away game. And we couldn't afford it. We couldn't. We didn't have the money, but it was in your blood to do it. And as an older guy now, I'm 64 now, right? And I made your comment maybe laugh earlier about, you know, how your body aches and, you know, and everything like that. And that's why I said, tell me about it. You know, it's something I could look back on and think it was a great experience, but what I did was wrong. Because I know my wife and his wife, the children never suffered. That was never, ever going to happen. But the lies I told, the excuses I made, you know, it was only actually really when it was my granddad actually turned around to me, and I used to get money off him to get a train ticket to go to a game, right? Because I didn't have the money, and he said, "You got to stop this." And I said, what do you mean, Grandad? He said, you're going to lose the most important things in your life. I said, what? What? He said, you're going to lose your wife and you're going to lose your daughter. And that was like a punch in the face to me. I never thought about it like that, Norths. You know, they're there. They're just there. You know, they're there. They're always going to be there. Yeah, that's fine. That's all right.
Mm.
But he said, awful. He said, your wife knocked on our door the other Monday when you were at work because you had gone and up to Liverpool, up to Anfield to watch a football match, and she had no nappies.
Oh,
We had to give her money for nappies. And I'm like, ow. Oh. And then it sort of was a smack round, and my nan came out. I was in the front room with my granddad, and she gave me what for all. Absolutely what for all. And then I daren't go back to my mum and dad's house, right, in Avenel Road. I knew what I was going to get. So I went back to our flat, and I promised I'd never do it again. And I never did. And I suddenly learned something that I heard you say a couple of weeks back. I mean, I know you're hurting, what's happened to you. And I said to my wife, and I promised I'll never do this again, ever. And I never did. And she said, I don't mind you going to watch Arsenal. You know, I mean, literally, Christ, the stadium was there. She said, but don't ever lie to me about you going to the away games. She said, if you can afford to go once a month to an away game, I'm happy. And I went, I'm not sure I want to bother anymore. Yeah, I did go to away games, of course I did, but only on agreement. Because I suddenly realised something, Northside. The most important thing in life is trust. That's the thing, it's trust. And I think as a young man at the time, I was an absolute fucking idiot. I was a fool. And now, now, older and wiser, the only thing I can say to any young man or young person, young woman, always believe in yourself. Don't believe in what other people tell you. Believe in the person that is the most important thing to you. Because at the end of the day, there's nobody out there that can be more honest to you than yourself. And that's the whole thing, mate. You know, you're going on a new venture. You're going off to Portugal, and I wish you all the very best. Spain. You're going off on a new venture, and I wish you all the very best in that, because I think you'll win. You will achieve. You've got the mindset, because you basically, I'm not saying we've grown up in a similar way, but you have that mindset. You're a very intelligent young man. You're a gas engineer, and you'll always turn your hand to whatever you want to do. Whether it's YouTube or whatever you want to do in your life, you'll do it. You'll make it. And there will be a point in time in your life when all of a sudden you're going to fall with the right person. And you're going to think, this is me now. I've got this person. And you'll move on. And I honestly, reading some of the comments here tonight in your chat, there's some of them are very sad. Very sad. And there's a lot of people out there I think are desperately, badly hurting. And I think in this horrible modern world we live in now, it's shocking. shocking. There's so much pain out there. I'm glad. I won't lie. I'm glad that I'm not a young person anymore that has to deal with this. You know, I know we've had a laugh in the past with you, Lee, and all that. We've had a good giggle about these things.
Yeah.
Right, we have, because I'm just fucking glad, man. I'm not there. I'm so glad, because it was a different. I come from a different era. You know, it's like I used to take the piss out of my mum and dad, bless them, rest in peace, when they used to tell me about their lives when they were in their courting, if you want to call it that word, courting, in the 50s. You know, I used to say, "Oh, you having a laugh, mum? You having a laugh? Aren't you? You having a laugh, aren't you?"
Yeah.
And my dad as well. You know, and when I lost my dad, it devastated me. He was very important to me. He wasn't a sportsman, but I had the utmost respect for him. He gave me the greatest guidance in life. My dad was a very intelligent man. And when I lost my granddad, it was massive in my life. Massive. Not only because of being a granddad, but he taught me so much. He was a very down-to-earth fella, and he was an engineer, and he got me into engineering, basically, North. And you know, my dad was a very intellectual man. And I know my dad really wanted me to go to university, but it wasn't for me. That was never going to be me in life. I wouldn't say I'm the great intellectual. I'm not. What I've learned in life, I've learned the hard way. A bit like yourself. And is it maybe the better man? I think it has. Yeah, I'm a very opinionated person. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of that has come about from running a business for 15 odd years. You become hard. You do become a bit insular. You know, I mean, yeah, I have. I won't deny that. But I think one thing I've learned since I've got older, appreciate what you got when you got it. Don't think life is all about money. That it's not. It's about what's around you, what you've achieved, and what you can achieve, and how you can help other people. I don't mean lending money or doing this, doing that. No, I don't mean that at all. But every single one of us can help somebody else. In my belief. Anyway, I'll shut up there.
No, I hear what you're saying, Jez. I think, not saying that you haven't. I think it comes to a time in life where you have to forgive yourself a little bit sometimes. Accept that certain things in the past we can't undo, and that we all have things that we're not proud of. You know, I wasn't proud of myself cheating on my partner, but at the same time, I changed and I learned from that, and it made me better. And because of that learning curve, I was able to set up this channel. Good things came out of a bad situation, a bad learning lesson in my life. And, you know, I think it was the wake up call that I needed at that time. I think the time that we've not been together as well, I realized I went on ChatGPT. I'll tell you a secret. I went on ChatGPT, and I couldn't sleep. Because right now I feel good now. Yeah, I've sat with everything that's happened for the last 3-4 months, and I've processed everything, and now I feel good, and I'm actually happy that it ended. And I didn't feel like that before, but I am happy that it ended now, because I went on ChatGPT and I said, using obviously psychology or the information online, I went through all the bullet points of every year I was with her, all the things that she did, all the things that I did. And it was just like a bullet point of 10 years. And the things that it came back with were things that I already knew were unhealthy. I already knew that were wrong. And I'm glad that I got out of that situation, because it was doomed from the start. And it seems harsh to say that. And some part of that blame is me, but a massive part is that person. And there's certain things you can't change about a person.
No.
The only time someone can change is if they can identify and be honest with themselves about things they need to work on. And what I realized was I've always been open, because I've never been scared of criticism. I've never been scared of what people think about me, and I've always been receptive to constructive criticism. You know, I've done it on this channel. I've opened up to certain failures that I did when I don't have to. Not everyone's like that, Jez. You know, some people don't have the ability to do that, you know, and that's not something that that's an internal decision that someone has to make by themselves. And I just realized that, you know what, I saw everything, and it was like there was these red flags, that red flags, this was wrong, that was wrong. You were under a very high intense relationship in certain aspects. And I just sat back and I was like, do you know what? It's done. I should have clocked certain red flags. I should have clocked certain things that were wrong. This can never happen again. It's happened this time. This can never happen again. You know, because then it's completely my fault. And I realized that some people don't want to change, Jez. And it doesn't mean that you have to be friend with that person, or you have to be in a relationship with that person, or whatever. Some people, it's safer for them, they think, even though it's going to cause them pain, to live in a fantasy than to face reality. They have no problem letting you know, or letting anybody else know, their reality. But they don't have that same awareness when it comes to their self, because they don't want to grow. And I've got an older sister that's like that. You know, she never wants to accept accountability. And I don't feel like you can change without acceptance and accountability. And I think it's okay to let somebody just be themselves. If that's the type of person or life that they want to live, I think that's completely fine. I think we all got free will. And everyone has the right to do what they want, even if you don't agree. And that's something that I learned. But I feel happy that I'm moving forward, and that at least the move is going when I don't have kids. I'm not married to that person. I wish them the best. I see now their patterns, because I sought out professional help to understand and break down all the red flags. And I've accepted it for what it is. And that's put me at rest. And, you know, even the, as a man, I think we always want to fix things, but some people don't want to be helped. And they don't want to be helped because they've got their walls, they've got their guards up. My cousin that stayed with me, he wasn't somebody, he doesn't want to change. He's comfortable in failure. My ex, different reasons. I'm not going to get into it too much, but I now see through her. I see through the facade. Other people that I know, my older sister, way too narcissistic, way too arrogant to ever take any form of accountability, even though she has 2 kids and she's married. And I just see certain people and I now accept them for what they are, not what I wish them to be. I accept who you are. I don't need to be in close proximity to you. I don't need to be involved with what you're doing. I hope you see how you're damaging yourself. And I have to forgive myself, you know. I didn't know. I made errors. I did wrong. But at the same time, I have to be kind to myself. I wasn't treated right in a lot of things that I'm not willing to share on the internet. I wasn't treated right. And I wasn't valued. And I wasn't with a healthy person. And that savior complex of, I help you. I should have known better, really and truly, but I didn't know better. And I can't go back in time. I learned some great things. It set me up financially to a degree to make my move. There were some good times. And that's fine. At the end of the day, I can't change the past. There's no point dwelling on the past. I can't physically change it. But I've become a better person. And I'm living up the dream that I wanted for myself. And that's really it. You know, I don't I see things differently now. I just see things. I see things differently. And maybe it matured me in the way I needed to make this this big change. Maybe it was something I needed to. Maybe if I didn't go through this, I would have gone to Spain and maybe, you know, maybe I would have got someone pregnant or married someone that was the wrong person, the wrong red flags, not realized, and been in a much worse place. Maybe I wouldn't have bought a property. Maybe I wouldn't have got into YouTube. I guess things sometimes it happens the way it does. The only thing I can say is sometimes we need to be kinder to ourselves. We're not perfect. You know, we're not perfect. And sometimes we don't know better. And I know it's obvious after the fact. But Jez, you didn't realize that certain things. But as soon as you realize you did better, when I cheated, I never cheated again. And I actually was creating a better life for the both of us.
Right.
So our mistakes didn't define us. You could have continued to do what you did and lost your family. I could have continued doing what I was doing and lost that person through that. I didn't lose her through that. I lost her because that person couldn't handle my growth. I'll leave it as that. They couldn't handle my growth. And they like an environment of control and dominance, and felt threatened by my growth instead of supportive. So, you know, at the end of the day, Jez, I think the only thing that defines you for your mistakes is what my dad did. My dad had 12 kids and never learned. He was a player to the end. He never changed. That's somebody that is defined by their mistake. But somebody that makes a mistake and learns from it, you know, it is what it is. Even with, you know, the worst thing is when people start spreading lies about you. I've not reacted to any of the lies that have been told about me because I'm comfortable with my truth. I'm not, I know my truth. Why do I need to justify it to anyone? You know, I just move on. I don't need to justify myself. I know what it is. That person knows what it is. They can lie and play the victim as much as they want. Doesn't affect me anymore. I'm moving to Spain. Do you know what I mean? The proof will be in the pudding down the road. I don't need to say anything else, you know? So I just feel like don't be too harsh on yourself. You know, honestly, like I was harsh on myself. I had a lot of guilt, Jez. The last 5 years, I'll be honest, I stuck it out over guilt. But it comes a point where it's like, do you know what? I've changed. Why am I tolerating this? I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. It's gone too far now. You know, and yeah, I think
I hear what you're telling me, And although my life experience is different to yours, but you should never punish yourself for doing something you can't control, because there's no point. There's no point in it. And I've seen many of my friends go through this, and I sit, never said anything, never got involved, but looking from a distance, you see people, and I think, why are you doing this to yourself? It's never going any. It's not going anywhere. Get out of it. You're not happy. She's not happy. You can see it. You think, why are you bothering with this? Just break it down. I'm not going to say my life's been perfect with my wife. Far from it. Jesus Christ. We've had our ups and downs and this, that, and the other, and all that shit. But I think when you found that, I don't know how to describe it. I won't lie. We have split up a couple of times. I'm not lying to you. Not for long, maybe 2 weeks, something like that. Back in the day. Now we actually sit back. Now we were, funny enough, we're only talking about it last week, and we laugh about it now. We actually laugh about how stupid we were. I think because we're of that age and whatever. I mean, I've seen both my daughters get involved with guys. They've each got a child. My beautiful little grandchildren, they're both split up. And I said to my first one, when she first, Jodie, I said, you don't want to get involved with him. Nice guy, really nice guy. I got on with him. He's a really nice fella, very, very, very talented. Well, I said, he ain't for you, and it won't last. And fuck me, little shitbag. 5 years ago. How old's my grandson now? Yeah, he's 10, so he's 5. 5 years ago, he dumped her on Christmas Day. Dumped her on Christmas fucking Day. They had a house together, and I thought, you dirty little shitbag, to do that on Christmas fucking Day. My grandson, I wasn't there, obviously, opened his Christmas presents and everything, and he said, I'm leaving today. I mean, how fucking heartless are you? I swear down, if I'd have been there, I'd have put the fucking Christmas tree around his head. You know what I mean? He just don't do that. He don't do that. Totally ruined my little grandson's day when his dad fucked off with his suitcase. Anyway, that's another story. But I think sometimes in life you have to learn the hard way, and it makes you a better person out of it. And I've seen you doing a lot of your shows, and from when I first met you online, I never met you in person, regrettably. 4 years ago, it's got to be 4 years ago. It's got to be that.
Something like that, yeah.
4 or 5. It's got to be that. Got to be longer. And you've matured as a man. You've matured, and I've seen you blossom as a YouTuber. And the only thing I can say is utmost respect, because what you're doing right now is a total turnaround in your life. And I sometimes look back and think, fuck me, I wish I'd done that myself. No disrespect. I mean, I've got a great life now, and I have had a great life. I won't lie. I've been lucky. I've worked hard and achieved what I've achieved. But what you're doing as a young guy, and you are young to me, You're turning your whole life on its head to walk away and start a whole new career in Spain. That takes bollocks to do that. That shows that you've actually got something about you. And fair play to you, man. Fair play to you. I respect you for it. And I wish you all the best, mate. I really do. Because at the end of the day, I don't know, Northside. If I was your age that you are now, when I was back then, I don't know if I had the bollocks to do it. I don't actually. And I think fucking fair play. Yeah, I mean, we've got our place in France, but that's something we achieved together. I didn't achieve that on my own. What you're doing it on your own. Having been through hardship and drama, and I mean personal drama, that's the worst of the worst. That is. So I'll give you all my respect, mate. I'll give you all my respect. I hope it works out fantastically for you.
No, big up, Jez, man. I appreciate that. I feel like I didn't go clubbing for like over a month now. The chat know I haven't been going clubbing. You guys don't see me go clubbing. I went leaving drinks, didn't go clubbing, didn't even go in the club. I've really sat with everything that I felt when I come back from Madrid. And I said, enough. I need to deal with this. And when I needed to be low, I was low. When I need to vent, my mum's been incredible. My sister's been incredible. For them too, bear in mind, this person would go to them for their opinion because they're not biased. For both of them to turn around to me and say, I never want you back with her ever again. You know what I mean? And for them to say that was a lot, because most of the time, from the things that they did know, they would be on her side. For them to turn around and say, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve. That's not someone that values you. You don't deserve to be treated like that. Even with everything that's gone, you don't deserve that. And like when my mum said that, I was already thinking it, but I was like, wow. And my mum's like, I've supported you guys, and my sister said I've supported you guys, and it's like, nah, this ain't right. And the same way, Jez, when you said to your daughter, I'm not, because you looked at it and you were like, I can see here, this is not the right move. And the move to Spain now, I always need a target when I do something. When I move somewhere, I need the pressure to achieve something. And when I said it on stream already, my goal now is within the next couple of years to retire my mum, so that I can cover her expenses in Spain and move her to Spain. I had this discussion with my sister, and so the move is not solely about me. The move is also about my mum, and that keeps me disciplined. That keeps me with a target that I want to get my mum out of this situation, and that keeps me with a goal to attain. And I feel like when I have a goal and I have a target, I'm more focused and I feel I'm more driven, because I've now promised something. I have to do it because I've promised it and I said it and I've put it out there. And I asked my mum, I said, Mum, you're getting older, things are getting tougher. If I'm able to sustain your lifestyle, you can, Mum doesn't really do much anyway. Mum's, older generation, she don't do much anyway. She likes to, I said, if I can pay your rent and give you some money every month, you can go do the things that you like and you don't have to work anymore, would you accept it? And she said, if I can work part-time, I'll take it. She's like, if I could still work part-time, because she said, I'm not going to stay doing nothing because I can't just completely stop. And I said, okay, we have a deal. She's like, yeah. I never expected my mum to take that because she likes total independence. She doesn't like, but even, you know, she feels like, okay, it's time to go to the next step, then, you know, and that's my next goal, you know, and I'll never regret, you know, helping my mum or, you know, doing all of this for my mum. You know, that's my mum. So that's my next goal. That's my next step. It is, yeah, and that's what I'm gonna do.
So
So
she's going to come out with you to Spain,
so she's gonna stay.
what, here in the UK.
Yeah. She's gonna stay here. My sister lives with my mum. So yeah, at the moment she's okay. But I was like, you know, we need a plan to get you some sort of retirement plan, you know, some sort of winding, you know, what, just taking your life a little bit easier and enjoying.
How old's your mum, mate? May I ask? How old's your mum?
My mum is 60.
Fair
So
play. Does she want a boyfriend? I'm 64.
but I just, yeah, so I just told my mum, I was just like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, I need to get you out of here, because
Yeah.
through her I can see, you know, her body's slowing down. She's, you know, she's getting older, and
It does catch up with you. I mean, I know we laugh and joke about it. I mean, I'm 64, right? And my wife's a year older than me, 65. I swear down, how she does what she does. I mean, she's at the gym it used to be probably 4 days a week. She is as fit. She's fitter than a lot of women she works with. And I've said you don't need to work, but she enjoys it. She likes it. She likes her work colleagues. All right, she's dropped now to 3 or 4 nights a week, but it's Christmas coming up. She works at Waitrose. She's a shift manager there. And I said, why are you doing it? And she said, well, I enjoy it. And I said, okay, fair enough. You know, that's up to you. And I swear down, it does get you, because you'll laugh at this, being a gas engineer, right? I had to replace my boiler this year. My old one, it just died. I've been nursing it now for 2 years, being like you do. You know what I mean? You don't want to spend the money out, and I thought, no, I'll keep it going. And it's basically costing money stupidly. And then one morning in the summer, we had no hot water, and went down, got in the old boiler place, and fucking water everywhere. Yeah, the gaskets had gone on the heat exchanger. I thought, right, that's it, it's done. Right, got to change it. So I got a new one. Now I used to do a boiler change like it's a heat only boiler, nothing clever, nothing awkward. I'd do that in a day, 6 hours, job done, finished, get your money and piss off, right?
mm-hmm.
Took me 4 days. Do you know why? It was in the really hot weather, right? And in the day, when it was 30 or 34 degrees, the sun's coming in the kitchen. I couldn't be asked. I was doing it in the evenings when the sun was going around the other side of the house, right? And she said to me, "You ever going to do this boiler?" I said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all right. Don't worry. It'll be fine." And she said, Did it take this long when you were working to do a boiler like this? I said, nah, 6 hours, job done, no worries, jog on. And he said, well, why is it taking you this long then? I said, I can't be asked. I said, seriously, it's just too hot. It's too hot. Over it. And and laughably, right, I put in it's a 35 kilowatt Worcester heat only, right? Then it goes, obviously fits in the kitchen cabinet. Well, I had to adapt the kitchen cabinet, right? And she said, "You ever going to put this kitchen cabinet back up again?" I said, "Yeah, I've got to adapt it a bit." I said, "Because the condensed pipes in a different place on this new boiler and all that." 3 months that was. 3 months it took me to put that kitchen cabinet, adapt it, and put it back up. And she was like, "Jesus Christ, you are one lazy bastard." And I said, "Well, not really." I said, "It's technical. It's technical." I am lazy now. I slow down. But I admire people, right, who are my age and still go out I watch him in my up the road. The fella, he's older than me, right? He's got to be 68 if he's a day. Lovely guy, top guy, and he still goes to work. And I'm thinking, why the fuck are you doing it? You know what I mean?
It is what it is. Obviously, Jez, you already know as well. There's a lot of people that are in your age bracket that don't have the means to take it easy, you know, and that goes back to you planning your life well, you and your woman, because you're a team, and the both of you planning your life well, and you know, thinking, you know, that long term. Obviously, if you're reaping the benefits of that, and power to you, because you deserve it and you worked hard for it. And obviously with my mum, I just look at it like I need to create a retirement plan, you know, for everything she sacrificed for us and how hard she worked to make sure that we were good, you know, and just the fact that she, her being here in England set me, my sister, and my older sister up for life, in the sense of not in terms of monetary riches, but the opportunity to get to where we've got to. Like, I see most of my family now of my generation on my dad's side are moving to Luxembourg. They're having to do the move that my mum did before, that I didn't make me have to do that, and I was born here. And I look on it and I'm so grateful, because they've had to completely up and change because of the economy being so bad in Portugal, and they're not being, you know, good advancement and low pay, that they've had to go. You know, one of my cousins, she's left her daughter with her mum, which is my dad's sister, and she's gone to Luxembourg, and now she's going to bring her over, because in Luxembourg, if you study, I think they cover like 60-70% of your bills or something like that, or they cover your bills. Like, they actually, if you study more, they actually pay you and cover your bills for you to work. So they make it so people can thrive and can go forward. She said the wages that she's earning is about 3-4 times more than what she earns in Portugal. And then now that she's set and she's got her place, she's now bringing her daughter to go live with her. And she
One thing that I thought, you're Portuguese, right?
Mhm.
I thought, wow, why aren't you going back to Portugal? Is it because of the economy that you're not going back there?
The reason I'm not going back to Portugal is because it's not, I wanted a complete change, and I've spent all my life going back there, and I feel like it wouldn't feel like a complete change, you know. So I felt like,
I was just wondering, because I know, I thought, oh, you go back to your homeland, but yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I just felt like, well, most of my, you know, I just felt like I just rather go to
something new,
to Spain, something new, something, you know, completely new, with its own set of challenges, and yeah, it just, you know, when you just got a call into a place and you're just like, I just want to be in Barcelona, and I felt like if I didn't do it, I would always feel like, but I wanted to go to Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to do well.
I've never been there. I've never been to Barcelona. Never been.
I really like it. I really like it. Obviously, I'm going to see what it's like living there. But I was like, even if it doesn't work, I'm not tied there. You know, I'm renting, so I can leave if I don't.
When are you actually going? You're going before Christmas?
I'm going way before Christmas. The key exchange for the house is on this Friday.
All right.
So once the money hits, maybe Friday, maybe Monday, I'll probably be gone by like Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll be gone.
Oh, wow. Okay. That quick.
Yeah,
Fair play.
because the problem is I've got a list of properties that I'm looking to rent, and the thing is, a lot of them do go quick. So there was properties that came off the list. I've had to look up places because I thought I'd make the move a month ago, and now 50% of those places have gone because other people. So I told my mum, I said, look, I might be back for Christmas, but at the same time, I need to get the place because I want this sorted out before Christmas. And then that way, at least I got the place that I want. And then I can always just quickly come back and, you know, spend Christmas here or do whatever I want to do. Because she was like, why are you in a rush? Why are you in a rush? And I'm like, because there's 3 places. And the first one, I really want that place. So I like it. It's the location that I like. It's got a little balcony. It's a nice apartment. Looks brand new. And it's at a really decent price. It's like 950 euros a month. And I was like, that's the one. Because the other ones that I like, some of them are a little bit more pricey. That one's in a good price range, good prime location, and it feels like a home. It doesn't feel, some of those places don't feel like that, you know. And that one just like, yeah, do you know what I mean? So that's basically, yeah. And I now value more lifestyle. You know, I never really was super into materialistic things. I value the lifestyle. And yeah, I just feel I don't know how I feel, to be honest. Like, I feel excited, but I feel like I've been waiting on this day. It feels like I've been waiting on this day for so long.
New adventure for you, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
It's. I admire you because I don't know if I'd have had the bollocks to do it. To be honest, not on my own, and I feel. Fair play to you. Fair play. I mean, I admire Lee. Lee did it. He left the UK, went off to Spain, and fair play to him for doing that. But at the end of the day, I don't know if I'd have had the balls to do it. To be honest, I don't know if I would have done. I don't think I'm that adventurous in that. I think I'm a bit too. I don't know what the word is, but I just don't think I've got the balls for it. Certainly not now. I mean, too old for it. But back in your age group, I admire you for it because I know you've had a tough time looking from afar, and I have to give you credit for it, mate. And I wish you all the best on that one. I really do.
No, thanks, Jess. I appreciate that. I don't feel like it's a ballsy.
Are you going to go? I mean, I don't know. It's up to you, isn't it, I suppose. Are you just going to go on YouTube, or are you going to get a job out there, or?
No, just YouTube. Just YouTube. I'm going to be live practically all the time.
You know, you can earn big money out there as a gas engineer.
Yeah, I'm good.
This is true. This is a true story. 25 years ago, Spain had a terrible record for gas safety. Terrible record. And the Spanish government were offering, back in the day, it wasn't gas safe. We were Corgi, as you'd know.
Corgi, yeah.
And they were offering Corgi engineers from the UK to go out there to work and train Spanish gas engineers, and they were offering stupid money to do it. Unfortunately, it was just at the time I'd set my own business up, and I couldn't go. If I hadn't have done that, because I was contracting at the time, gas engineering, I would have gone. They were offering stupid money. They were offering 3 times a daily wage that I was getting contracting over here, and I was earning good money contracting. And I was like, wow. And I did actually say to the wife, shit, this has all gone pear up, because I've now set up their own business, and business was building quite nicely. I wouldn't say brilliantly, but it was doing all right. And then this came up, and I was like, fucking hell's my luck? You know what I mean? Because I could have gone out there 3 months on and then come back for a month, 3 months out, come back for a month, earning 3 times what I was getting a day here. But anyway, it never happened. But yeah, that's life, isn't it, man? That's life.
That's mad. I think that happened as well for in New Zealand. Because New Zealand, Australia, they need the gas engineers as well.
Sorry, say again?
I think it was New Zealand or Australia. They needed gas engineers as well.
Well, my son lives in New Zealand, and I said to him about doing. The thing is, my son, he's very intellectual. He's not engineering minded, and I said there's a great opportunity there. But anyway, they're coming back next year. I'm actually at the moment looking at properties for them. They got married. I don't know. They came over and got married over here in May, and they're coming back to the UK. So I'm looking for. Well, I'm not buying it. They're going to buy it themselves, obviously. But I'm looking for a nice property for them where they want to move it. So, yeah. I said, are you sure you want to come back to the UK? Really? Why don't you just stay out there? It's much nicer country.
Why are they coming back? Why?
Yeah, well, I did say to them, I'd stay out there if I was you. But I think it's her, to be honest, because she wants to come back. I think she's missing her family and all that. But there you go. That's the life.
How long has she been there? How long have they been there?
Well, he's been out there. He's been out there 7 years now, 8 years. She's been out there. They both work for the same company. That's how they met. And she's been out there. I'm not sure, actually. 6 years, something like that. I'm not sure. Yeah, they're coming back here. They want to buy a property. Now they're married. They want to buy a property here. And then they're both next August off to work in Iceland for 4 years. So, fucking, yeah, they're oceanographers. They go around looking for minerals on ships and shit like that, finding oil and all that sort of oil reserves and crap like that.
Yeah, that's mad.
Most of the life is spent on a ship. It's like fucking not for me.
Nah, that's not for me. That's not for me, Jess. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. No, I can't. I would. Nah.
Yeah, they're off up to Iceland. So fuck off. You know what I mean? Shit that. I suppose it'd be beautiful. I've been to Iceland. It's a lovely country, but I wouldn't want to live there.
No, I've never been Iceland. I don't think it's for. I don't think it's for me. I don't think it's for me. I need the hot weather.
Kenny Ken went there. I think it was last year or the year before. He went up there. Yeah, the year before. He went up there with his wife to see the Northern Lights. I said, Kenny, you can go to Scotland and do that, mate.
Probably be cheaper.
Yeah, well, yeah, Iceland's not a cheap place to go, I can tell you. It's not a cheap place to go. Lovely people, lovely place to go. But you can only literally all the towns are around the coast, because in the middle it's just volcanoes. So yeah, it's nice, but it's not for me. And fucking it's freezing cold most of the year. Well, not especially now. You're talking proper cold, and they're going to be on a bloody ship for 6 months of the year. Really lovely. Good luck.
Nah. And I don't know. That's yeah. I don't know how some people do it, but I guess they love it. I guess certain things you got to do that you got to love, otherwise you couldn't do it. And I need my commodities. I need my Latin clubs. I need my good food. I need no.
They've just come back. They've just come back from Antarctica. Right? They've just travelled back. They came over in May, got married, went back in the end of June, middle of June, flew back to Auckland. Auckland, they had a month, and then they got on their ship and went down to Antarctica. And they've just come literally a month ago, come back from Antarctica. It's like, I said, was it nice? They said, yeah, it's great. They love it. They love it. I said, cold down there, though, isn't it? And they said, oh, it's freezing cold, Dad. Absolutely freezing cold, but it's great. Like, it's minus 30. You know, like, oh, fantastic. Brilliant. Happy days. Fantastic.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That could never be me. Never be me. I need the nice and warm and minus 30.
Yeah,
I think that'd probably kill me.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I fucking couldn't stand it. Anyway, mate, I'm going to leave you to it.
No problem.
We'll chat again soon. And big up to you, my friend.
No, big up, Jez, man. We'll speak soon, man. We'll speak soon.
Yeah,
love.
buddy. Look after yourself.
Love.
Look after
I
yourself.
will do. I will do. Thanks, Jez. Make sure you're subscribing to Jez's channel, man. Make sure you're subscribing to This Is Jez. Make sure you're subscribing. And take care. Take care, Jez.
See you later, mate. Take care. Bye now.
See you later. Bye. And we're back. Listen, people, I need to chat to Lee. So big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up to everyone supporting. And we'll be back tomorrow. Love, familia. Love. We're out. Love.